Ekranı kaldırabiliriz Ahmet. Good morning, everyone. It is an utmost honor to be connecting with... I'm sorry. It is an utmost honor to be connecting with all of you right now. We are currently broadcasting from Ankara and reaching out to almost 40 countries across Europe with almost 200 people in the room with us. This Clean Industrial Deal International Brokerage Event brought to you by TÜBİTAK's Technical Assistance for Turkey and Horizon Europe project in conjunction with 15 international co-organizers. We have a very packed agenda this morning, but let me give you a very brief rundown. We are having the info sessions first with the generous collaborations from Mr. Richard Heyn and Samuele Ambrosetti, followed by a pitching session in which we will accommodate 22 researchers, with each having 5 minutes of presentations. Before we dive in, I want to acknowledge the people who made today actually possible. Hale Ay, Hanife Tuzcuoğlu, Çınar Adalı, Merve Polat, Merve Diyar, and Elif Sena Yıkılmaz. These are the national contact points of TÜBİTAK who convenes and organize this event. Without their efforts and attention, none of us would be here today, and special thanks goes to them. And it is my pleasure to introduce Çağrı Yıldırım. Mr. Yıldırım is the head of EU framework programs at TÜBİTAK and the national coordinator of Horizon Europe program for Turkey. He has spent better part of his career making sure that Turkish researchers, institutions, and innovators have a real seat at the Horizon Europe framework programs. In fact, today's event is in many ways a direct reflection of that work. Mr. Yıldırım, I think floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Selin. Good morning, everyone, and warm welcome from our side. It's a real pleasure to open this Clean Industrial Deal International Brokerage Event. I am Çağrı Yıldırım, Horizon Europe National Coordinator of Turkey. This event is organized by the TÜBİTAK in coordination with the Turkey in Horizon Europe Technical Assistance Project and the Enterprise Europe Network. And I am delighted to see many of you joining us online today, not only from Europe, but also from the Canada, Brazil, and other part of the world. As you know, Horizon Europe is not only a European program anymore, it's a global program. Within a few weeks, actually, the Japan is gonna be a next partner, next country in the the program. So that's why this is the event very important. Clean Industrial Deal is the new initiative by the European Commission. Europe's industrial future is entering the new phase, and decarbonization is no longer only a climate target. It's a source of industrial competitiveness and technological capacity, economic resilience. The significance of this agenda is widely recognized. What's still taking shape is the practical framework that turned the vision into concrete projects, credible consortia, and large-scale deployment. Closing that gap is exactly what today is about. That's why we brought together across whose roles are deeply connected, yet who rarely meet in the same project building space: energy-intensive industries and clean tech providers, research technology organizations, universities, and SMEs clusters, public authorities. The challenge is ahead is no longer only about the invention, it's about the connection. As you know, these core topics are big, and the big part of the big consortiums are going to be supported. It's a flagship project, so that's why the building the consortium is the key component in this core topics. Let me briefly conclude today. We have very good project ideas, and we will hear about the project ideas from the different partners today. I hope you will hear from the Richard Heyn, from A.SPIRE, and from Samuele Ambrosetti, from the Bio-Based Industry Consortium and Circular Bio-Based Europe call topics. And when you hear about the details of the call and the policy, you will have the opportunity to connect. Let me explain also that this platform will be open until the end of the call topics. So you will continue to connect and you will continue to have a conversation. In the future, we are planning to keep alive this platform. As you know, there will be another call for Clean Industrial Deal in 2027. So we hope to organize the similar event within this period. Thank you for all being here. So I am giving the word to Selim, back to you. I am very hoping to see good collaboration between the partners. Thank you.
Thank you, Çağrı. There was a technical problem with the camera, but I think it's all resolved now. Now I want to invite our next speaker, Richard Heyn. Let me give you a brief introduction about him. Richard Heyn is Chief Research Scientist at SINTEF in Oslo, Norway. He has been working in the area of CCU for over 25 years, and this expertise led to his involvement in the establishment of the original process industries partnership A.SPIRE back in 2012. He has now graduated to the position of Vice Chair for Circularity Innovation in the Process for Planet Advisory and Programming Group, which is the operational entity within P4 Planet. He has held the Vice Chair position for the past 5 years now. Richard, I think floor is yours.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, before you start, I also want to inform participants that with regards to Richard's presentation, we will accommodate all your questions. So don't be shy, don't be introvert, and share all of your questions and all the question marks with us using the Q&A button.
Okay, give me a second here to get things squared away. And we should be good. Is everything okay from a technical point of view?
It works well. Good
Great.
luck. Okay.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to be able to present a little bit on the Clean Industrial Deals calls. These are coming up soon. What I will say first a little bit about how sort of these came to be from the perspective of the Processes for Planet Partnership. And then I will go through the calls. What I'll be talking about today will be more my take on the call topics. You should not take any of what I present today as any official policy or standing of the Processes for Planet Partnership. So you all just thought there was only one valley of death, but there are actually two. The first one is here in the TRL 4 to 5, 6 to 7 range, where you have a really good idea and it looks really good in the lab, and then you manage to get some money and you get to scale it up and put, for example, a catalyst through its paces or build something that approaches scale to see how things work over a longer period of time. And that's really successful. And then you're confronted with the second valley of death, which is the scaling up. And for me personally, as a simple chemist who does not have a business brain at all, this is a real challenge. And from a personal perspective, I'm currently coordinating 2 EU projects that are reaching TRL 6, which are very, very promising, but I have absolutely no idea how to address this second barrier here. And we found out in the Process for Planet Partnership that this was not unique. So when we first started the Process for Planet Partnership back in 2021, we had something called the Impact Panel, where we had these discussions with the Commission about how you manage to innovate technologies to higher TRLs. And we tried to get some idea about, the tools that may be available for this. And along with that, we did a portfolio analysis where we looked at the projects that we had done in the first partnership known as ASPIRE in Horizon 2020 to see, where are we in the innovation pipeline? How do we, how far have we come, and how successful have we been to generate what we refer to as folks, which are these, which we refer to as first of a kind types of technologies. The first plant that is to be developed based on a new technology that is implemented through, say, the partnership. And based on that analysis and the general lack of advances from, say, TRL 6 to 7 to TRL 8 or 9, we just started talking to the commission about having these flagship calls. And this is one of the things that have then come out is in terms of these clean industrial deals, where there is now money available to take technologies that have come up to TRL 6 or so, and then push them further to TRL 8. And so this is the sort of the background to this. Those of you who are very experienced in the EU game will know that the Commission likes to rebrand everything in every new framework program. And as in the change from Horizon 2020 to Horizon Europe, they initiated a few changes at the end of Horizon 2020, which sort of foreshadow what the next framework program would look like. And you should consider these clean industrial deals as something similar. So these are sort of test runs for what you may see in, or what I hope you will see in the next framework program. So one of the things that the clean industrial deal is intended to do is to help bridge this transition between Horizon Europe and the Innovation Fund. And so there is now support for demonstrators up to TRL 8. Traditionally, member states have always sort of put a big red barrier at TRL 7, saying that public money should not be used to go to higher TRLs. But now we can have the public funding to go up to TRL 8. You will see that all of these calls should be industry-led innovations with very small and focused consortia. And you get, so this is, again, part of what we expect to see in in the next framework program. And we hope that we will get higher CapEx support for TRL 8 demonstrators. We hope to get higher funding rates for SMEs. But of course, that is one of the games that the politicians have to play at the moment. So there's, none of this is promised, but this is what we're trying to get. So I will now go through the clean industrial deals calls. As indicated earlier, there are actually 4 of them. There are 2 this year and then 2 next year. And they're both essentially the same calls for 2026 and 2027. The first set are referred to as decarbonization calls. And these partnerships, these CID calls come from the Processes for Planet Partnership and also the Clean Steel Partnership. And this clean industrial deal call on decarbonization is probably more related to the cluster 4 topics, if you're for those of you who are familiar with cluster 4 topics. Whereas the other one, these clean technologies for climate action, or what I will just refer to as clean tech, are more cluster 5 types of actions. While there are similarities, there are some small differences. So the first, you see here what the project volume will be. The TRL should be, starting TRL should be 6. This means that all of your key subsystems for your technologies have been validated at TRL 6. For the decarbonization, the TRL is 7 to 8. We would prefer to see 8, but apparently 7 is okay. How you differentiate this and how you sell your concept to do only TRL 7 instead of TRL 8 is your challenge. In TRL 8, it's very clearly clean tech. And what we mean by these TRLs is that the scale is sufficiently meaningful for end users and scale up is de-risked. So that is something to keep in mind when you write your proposals, is that you have to make sure that you're de-risking your scale up so that the next step to TRL 8 or TRL 9 specifically is as viable as possible. There are, of course, always problems in going up to TRL 9, not least of which is financial, but that's another point. The budgets for each call are slightly different, so you only have 125 million for the decarbonization, whereas you have 150 for clean tech. 8 projects will be funded, and here are the deadlines. An anticipated timeline, and there's nothing set in stone about this, but timelines, project timelines are anticipated to be, say, 5 years. And I think it's important to emphasize that this is not new money from the Commission. This is money that has been part of the cluster 4 and cluster 5 budget envelopes that have been redistributed to these higher TRLs. So I'm going to go through then the calls, first the carbon decarbonization one, and then the clean tech one. I'm not going to read everything. You can go into the call text yourself and read it, but I will highlight some things that I personally think are important that you should keep an eye on when you are developing your concepts for proposals. So the expected outcomes for the decarbonization are listed here, and this has to do with competitiveness and resilience of the EU industries. These are buzzwords that you're going to see all the time in the coming years. This will be part of the next framework program. It's part of the clean tech as well. It's the two of the pillars on which Processes for Planet is basing its new strategic research and innovation agenda on for the next framework program, because we hope to have a partnership in the next framework program. So this is very, very important that the outcome of your project strengthens this competitiveness and this resilience. And the other one is this first of a kind demonstrators that I have mentioned previously. And then we get to this last point here on market readiness. This is also very, very important, and I'll say more about that at the end of my presentation. So proposals are expected to contribute to all of these outcomes. There are 3 technology areas in the decarbonization. The first one is this managing of the carbon cycle. This is a CCU or CCUS. And it's important to note here, you have some target figures, target reductions for reducing your energy input, and it has to do with the commercialization of decarbonized products. So there is no limit here. It's not fuels, it's not chemicals. It can be either, it can be both. There's no restrictions. The second area has to do with clean energy use and production, and with the expectation that you have major improvements in clean energy use in the energy intensive industries by 2035. And the last point is circularity and resource efficiency, and you see here in bold some of the things that follow along that. And here you need this positive LCA, and this sentence here, to remain commercially viable under the expected regulatory and framework conditions at the end of the project, which I think is also a challenging thing to meet. There are these 3 technology areas, but you don't have to address them all. What you have to do is you have to explicitly select one main area with the idea that a successful proposal will maybe touch on all 3 of them. Now, it doesn't necessarily say that you have to, and I really don't know if you do have to from an evaluation perspective, but it is mentioned that if you do have an idea where all of these 3 topics could fit, you have to choose the one. And this is from the FAQ under the call topic. And again, you're supposed to expect them to demonstrate an adequate integration of relevant technologies in support of the Clean Industrial Deal call. So it's worthwhile to go into the Clean Industrial Deal document itself and see what they're asking for. And whichever one you choose, you have to make sure it's well justified, not only in terms of technology, but in terms of business. So that's very important to keep in mind. The goals, the projects are expected to demonstrate this adequate integration of technologies in support of the Clean Industrial Deal. And I think this is a very interesting comment. The use of results from previous projects, either EU or national or regional, is encouraged. So if you have something that a project that has reached TRL 6 and is funded by the EU, for example, and it looks very, very promising, and you have a good business case to go forward, then you may have a bit of an in here because of this statement. You also have to have this industrial leadership, and with a limited number of participants, where the participation of SMEs is encouraged. This does not mean that research institutes can are excluded from this, or universities for that matter, but the technology development has to be led by industry. So you could have a situation where you have an RTO that is the coordinator of the project because they can handle the administrative and financial aspects of the project, whereas the industry partners can focus on developing the technology. Moving on to the clean tech. The expected outcomes are somewhat similar, but has more to do with material usage than perhaps climate or decarbonization, maybe is a better word to say. So you need to, here's this word competitiveness again, and sustainability and resilience. It talks about increasing the circular material use rate. It talks about levelizing the cost of energy. And then again, contributing to Europe's leadership and competitiveness. And here it references the Net Zero Industry Act. So this is something else that you should probably do a little bit of a dive into. And then you need to bring these innovative clean tech solutions to full technology maturity and close to market readiness. And proposals are expected to contribute to all of these outcomes. As with the decarbonization, there are then, first let me say, I went into the FAQ again to get some definitions for you. So increasing circular material use rate has to do with what they refer to as recycling capacity, and you can go into the FAQ and look for this yourself, but it's defined by this statement here. So you would need to do this in the proposal. The levelized cost of energy has to do with costs associated with all the relevant steps of the value chain. And I think maybe the difference between the clean tech and the decarbonization topics and the difference in the budgets is that this call has to address perhaps in a greater degree the value chain that you need to address, in meaning that will have several more partners than you might have in the decarbonization call. And then with respect to the Net Zero Industry Act, you have this bit here about specific components where more than 50% of the EU supply comes from third countries. In that case, you want to reduce that supply to less than 50%, so 50% or more EU-based. As I was going to say, like the decarbonization call, there are three technology areas in the clean tech call. This has to do with net zero emissions, energy systems, enhanced zero emission power technologies, and storage technologies, renewable fuels, carbon capture, and CCU. Note that this does not mean storage. It means capture, and from my interpretation of the call text, it is explicitly restricted to fuels. So if you're taking your CO2 and you're making, say, a monomer for a polymer, that's not clean tech, that's decarbonization. If you are taking CCU and you're making aviation fuel, that may be more clean tech. It's up to you how you want to define your proposal and which topic you want to apply to. As with the decarbonization, you again have to explicitly select one main area, regardless of where you fall and if your project, proposal addresses more than one of the areas. And as with the decarbonization, you need this adequate integration of relevant technologies. Interestingly, in the clean tech call, they have this caveat here about talking about step changes in relevant networks and infrastructure deployment, and the application of innovative materials, connected process engineering, scale up, et cetera, Finally, you have to make sure that your technologies do not have a negative impact on biodiversity and ecosystems. And this is what the projects are expected to do. So you have these innovative technology solutions, which is the core of all of these CID calls. Combination of clean tech suppliers, energy users, that is the entire value chain here and relevant stakeholders, sound business case, I'll get to that. The way you approach these value chain questions has to have a clear and quantifiable impact on competitiveness. There's that word again, and reduction of greenhouse gas emissions. And this can be either direct or indirect. And so they give some examples here in the call text. As with the decarbonization, the use of relevant results from previously or currently funded EU or national level projects is encouraged. So there you go. This also limits the number of participants. They here list more than not more than 10. They did have a number in the decarbonization call. The number that was banted about when we were discussing this with the commission was 6, but it's not in the call text, so you don't have to fit anything there. You just have to justify your consortium. And then finally, you need to look at the strategic energy technology plan and align your proposal with the work that is there. Now there are some common aspects to these, and this is, I think, very, very important, and is something you have to make sure you address really, really well. And you have to have a business plan and a market readiness strategy. So for both of these call texts, they require that you know how you're going to fund higher TRLs. So if you are successful and you get to TRL 7.8 and you want to go push this to TRL 9, how are you going to do that? So you need to know who your customers are. You need to know what value you're providing. You need to know what your revenues might be. You need to know what your costs might be. You need to have a plan for targeting these customers, a logic behind it. So you need to make sure that the business aspect of this is very important, is covered very, very well. Then they also ask for a comprehensive analysis of the critical barriers, both technological and non-technological, and how you might address them, which for me is a real challenge because who knows, right? And you have to maybe assume in this case that there is some consistency in EU and EU policies in the coming years so that you can address these barriers. So they have this caveat in the FAQs where it's not expected to be fully comprehensive and complete, but plausible. So do your best. And I think it's probably fair to assume business as usual, that the policies that the commission have in place now are things that will be continued throughout the next framework program. But you have to keep this in mind. It's important to know that this word here, deployment, refers to multiple applications of an innovation after the first successful application. So it's going to the TRL 9 and you have your first of a kind, and then deployment is expanding that in multiple directions. It's not, so it's beyond your first of a kind technology. There's also a no-go moment. So you have to have one for all of the demonstration activities in your proposal. And by this no-go moment, you need to have detailed engineering plans, a economic assessment, all the permits, and your complete business plan and market readiness strategy. And you're also supposed to provide a clear and credible pathway to obtaining all the permits you need for demonstration phase. And demonstration phase means that's up to the first of a kind. And so deployment is thereafter. Finally, a little bit on proposal selection. I took this here, I guess, also from some of the details in the call text. So they do have a tie-breaking scheme where the first tiebreaker, if you have proposals of the same score, is proposals that cover topics that have not been covered by the other proposals. Then impact versus excellence, balance, geographical diversity. I added this because there was discussions when we were with the commission about these clean industrial deals that there would be a project for each of the technology areas in each of the CID calls. So you'd have one for each of the three topics that I mentioned. There's nothing explicitly mentioning that in the call text. So I interpret that to mean that if you have, say, 10 calls related to the CCU, and that they're the highest 10, and the highest scoring proposal for, say, circularity is 10, they probably won't fund the circularity proposal. That, again, that's my interpretation of it. I could be wrong. And finally, there is a hypothesis that the 2027 CID calls will be more competitive due to the fact that you'll have all of these 2026 calls that have been submitted and have been rejected, and will then have an extra year to improve. Again, I don't know if that's true or not, but it is a hypothesis that I have heard, and I thought I would share it with you. Okay, thank you very much. I'd be happy to do my best to answer any questions that you may have. And I appreciate the opportunity to give this presentation.
Thank you so much, Richard. You took us back to the original rationale behind how process for partnership and clean steel manifested itself in response to a strong desire to overcome two serious value of that on the road of TRL improvement, and how everything comes into a one place today with the CID calls, which you explained in your presentation. I have received 4 detailed questions for you. I would like to read them, and
Okay.
we can maybe discuss it. Okay, first of all, okay, the first question. Drawing on your expertise in supporting industrial innovation and collaborative research and innovation projects, what are the key characteristics that would differentiate a highly competitive proposal from an average one under the CID topics, specifically regarding demonstration activities, industrial commitment, and pathway to market uptake?
Okay. Can I, if I may digress a bit, I have been, I don't know how the best way to say this. Today's technologies have what I like to call an incumbency advantage. We have fossil fuel-based technologies that have been optimized to the nth degree over decades. And sometimes I think the politicians expect new sustainable technologies to be competitive with these technologies from day one, which is really not realistic. So to answer your question, in my opinion, the most important thing is that you have a really, really good business model, and you show from the get-go that this technology, should it achieve TRL 8, should it achieve TRL 9, will be competitiveness and will be disruptive. You can have the best technology, a great technology development, but if it costs, 1.5 times what a fossil fuel product costs, it's going to be difficult to find, I think, a good business model. Again, I'm just a civil chemist. I'm not a businessman at all, but that's my take.
Okay, thank you so much. My second question is that countries such as Turkey have developed a significant capabilities in such areas as renewable hydrogen, clean tech manufacturing, and industrial decarbonization. Which types of contributions from associated countries would you consider most valuable when building competitive consortia under this topic?
I think that my best answer for that goes back to what I just said. What's the best business model?
Okay.
What technology do you feel has the best chance of being duplicated throughout Europe. And I don't think the calls, I think, are designed to be as technology agnostic as possible. So I don't expect any one technology to be favored over another. At the end of the day, it's the business case. Can you deploy this? Can you roll this out? And are your arguments for doing so plausible?
Okay, thank you. In fact, the next question is quite similar to this one. I'm going to read it. It's up to you to answer it or not. From an industrial stakeholder perspective, how do you see the role of Horizon Europe associated countries in the contributing to the objectives of this call, particularly given that some of the policy instruments referred in the call, such as the Net Zero Industry Acts, do not apply in those countries?
Yeah. I didn't have it in my presentation, but there is a caveat regarding to the Non-Zero Industrial Act with reference to exactly that there are some associated countries for whom that act does not apply. I don't remember the details. I suggest that you go into the FAQs and find that. That's a specific answer. A more general answer is I think you have to do the best you can, and if you have national policies that reflect EU policies, that may be something you can lean on.
Okay, thank you. And the next question would be, for the first time on the cluster 4 industry side, what are encountering a go or no-go milestone? In this context, could you please provide more detailed information? For example,
Okay.
would a no-go decision be considered a disadvantage by evaluators?
No, you have to have all proposals have to have a go, no-go milestone. That's part of the call text. The point of the go, no-go is to say we want to develop this technology to say TRL 8. And the proposal will be that we develop say an electrochemical reactor to TRL 7, and then TRL 8 is the duplication of that reactor to fit a certain industrial need. So that if you have an electrochemical reactor and you want to deploy it at a pulp and paper mill, that you don't need 1, but you need 5. So a go, no-go would be the development of that first one that fits the KPIs that you have stated in your proposal. And then if you're successful, then it's a go. And if you're not successful, it's a no-go. And that means that I believe that means that the commission has the right to stop the project. Don't quote me on that, but that is my impression of the intention for that clause. And I hope that answers the question.
Okay, thank you so much. I have a couple of more questions for you actually, but these are
Okay.
relatively like smaller ones. One asked anonymously for the CID 2026-0101 call, what consortium size is generally preferred?
As I stated, when we were discussing this, we were talking about 6 as a number.
Okay.
I think, but it's not written anywhere. So, yeah, I think 8 is okay if you can justify it. 4 is okay if you can justify it. 15 will not work.
Okay.
Right? It's there's nothing concrete.
Another question for you. What type of solution do you need from technology SMEs?
Well, I think the point of some of this is that the commission would like to see some of these technologies developed by SMEs in order to grow the SMEs and create more economic engines in the EU. So anything that any new technologies that SMEs have that they think are relevant should really try to get be involved in this because I think it's politically important for the Commission.
Yasin asks the quick question. We provide cloud-based manufacturing solutions. We track carbon and water consumption. Does EU provide subvention for this type of solution as we indirectly decrease carbonization and water consumption by providing monitoring solution?
That's a good question, and I don't have a good answer. If it is, it's based on what you just said, it's hard for me to see what the technological innovation is. If you do have a technological innovation, then you probably relevant. But if you're just talking about developing tools for the monitoring, I'm not so sure it fits, to be honest. But again, you know, I'm just a simple chemist.
Thank you. One more question maybe I can ask from the participants. Is current level of electrochemical CO2 reduction technology considered as Tier 6 or above?
Well, my own personal opinion is that it's not even a Tier 6, but I could be wrong. I think it depends on the technology, and you know, for example, if you're talking about doing CO2 reduction to C2 molecules, I don't think that's anywhere near Tier 6, to be honest. If you're talking about CO2 reduction to other things like carbon monoxide, okay, but I personally think CO2 reduction, electrochemical CO2 reduction to C2 molecules is really hard.
Okay, thank you. I think that would my final questions. Do all partners should be BIC member before call deadline? Can you provide a bit more detail on project partnerships and further membership if our project is funded?
That's standard EU rules here. So if your organization is eligible for Horizon Europe funding, you're eligible for CID calls.
Okay, thank you. I think that sums up everything. Now I think.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think I can invite my next speaker, Samuele Ambrosetti. Hi, Samuele.
Hello, good morning, Selin. Thanks for the invitation.
Thank you so much for being with us. Maybe I can give a small brief of introduction based on your profile. Samuele Ambrosetti, MD in nuclear physics. Having 20 years experience in technology road mapping and innovation management, since 2022, he is the head of program and innovation at Bio-Based Industries Consortium. His tasks include managing BIC's role as the private partner of Circular Bio-Based Europe joint undertaking and running the BIC's open innovation competitions. And he has some slides to share with all of you today. And the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for the introduction. By the way, I think the last question for the previous speaker was actually for me because it's about big membership. So I will talk about it later.
Yeah, we can circle back to that question. Maybe we could as the first question in your.
Yep.
Okay, thank you so much. Good luck with your presentation.
So I guess you see my screen, don't you?
Yes, it's in the full presentation mode.
Great. Right. So again, thanks a lot for the invitation. Thanks a lot for dialing up today for this webinar. First, a couple of words about who we are. Bio-Based Industries Consortium, or BIC for short. We are an association. We are the leading organization for bio-based industries in Europe. But when I say Europe, I mean the broader, European Economic Area, including the associated countries, of course, of Horizon Europe. We have several members from Turkey, for instance. We have around 400 by now industry members, some very large names, but a lot of startups and SMEs as well, and around 300, 350 more or less associate members, which mean the research ecosystem in universities, research centers, but also regional clusters, which are very important for us. And we operate across all the sectors of the bioeconomy, from the primary biomass production, from agriculture, from the food industry, but also from forestry, and also the marine and aquaculture environment, and biomass processing across the different industrial sectors, pulp and paper, again, food industry, as I mentioned, the chemicals industry, materials industry, construction materials, bioplastics, packaging, biotech companies, but also green chemistry technology developers, waste management, all the way down to the market actors, which bring the bio-based products to the market. So we are a very diverse ecosystem, and the mission we have given ourselves is to support the bio-based industries going from lab to fab across the now famous 2 valleys of death, from lab to demo, and then from demo scale to production scale. This is a picture you will find also in the bioeconomy strategy, by the way. And the set of actions that we have put in place as an association to reach those goals are related to the access to finance, to the innovation and scale up, and to the policy support, because all those 3 ingredients we believe must come together in order to produce impact at a global level. And at the center of this diagram is the Circular Bio-based Europe joint undertaking, which is where the EU policy is providing finance for innovation and scale up in bioeconomy. And here I come to our role in the Circular Bio-based Europe joint undertaking, CBE. It's a public-private partnership where the European Union represents the public side, and we, Bio-based Industries Consortium, represent the private side. So we represent the industry side. This is a partnership under Horizon Europe, so it follows the same rules as Horizon Europe. It has a few specificities that I will briefly touch in the next few minutes. And it has an overall budget of 1 billion euros across the whole framework program, and so until 2027, which is when the framework program is ending. This is the public funding, 1 million, but then the industry side is also coming up with at least 1 billion of industry co-investment. That's why it's a public-private partnership. Actually, the numbers we have is that the co-investment is much higher than that, because we are around 3 times leverage factor. So for every euro of public funding, there are around 3 euros of industry investment in this program. And the initiative is funding projects across different TRL scales, and of course also across different kinds of funding budgets. So we have projects at RIA, Research Innovation Action level, typically 3 to 5 million per projects, and TRL 4 or 5. Then we go to the demo scale level with innovation actions. The TRL is 6 or 7, and the budget available, the funding available per project is typically between 6 and 8 million. And then a little bit of a specificity of this program under Horizon is that we also go one step further towards the commercial scale. That's what we call innovation action flagship projects that go all the way to TRL 8, and the funding available can reach up to 20 million euro per project. As you know, under Horizon Europe, we are always talking about collaborative projects. So the rule of having at least 3 entities from 3 member states or associated country is applying as well. And it's the program is based on competitive calls for proposals. The call of 2026 is open now. It will stay open until September, and that's basically the reason why I'm here today to tell you about it. CBE is not the first, let's say, of its kind joint undertaking. It had a predecessor under the previous framework program, Horizon 2020, which was called BBI. And so we are building on the success of the BBI initiative. These are the scales of TRL that I mentioned before. RIA from 3 to 5, but actually we always talk about 4 and 5, so at least lab or more frequently small pilot scale. Innovation Action Demo, TRL 6, 7, and then Flagship, TRL 8. Of course, we also have coordination and support actions to cover the more horizontal cross-cutting issues. When I talk about the impact of BBI and then the CBE initiatives, this is what I'm talking about. This is the map of all the projects that the initiatives have funded since 2014. The green dots that you see on the map are the flagship plants. You see these are real industrial scale plants that have been built thanks to the initiative, and the yellow one are the demo facilities. So you see, I mean, when I talk about impact, this is what I talk about. It's really spread across the map. Of course, we can do better in terms of associated countries' involvement. We see some movement appearing also in Turkey in recent years, and so I would like to encourage this moving forward and moving bigger, and perhaps, who knows, having a flagship there. I would very much like to see on the map around this time next year. So coming back to the topics of 2026, we have a pretty rich program. The funding available is around 170 million euros, and this is the distribution. We have 4 flagship topics, so these are the large scale, industrial scale, TRL 8 biorefineries, and each of them has a funding of 20 million euros, and 1 project will be funded. So of course there will be competition, but you also have to take into account this is a large industrial scale project, so it involves a lot of co-investment on the side of the applicants to actually build the facility or to refurbish a facility. So yes, we expect, but we don't expect 20 proposals for a flagship topic. Just to keep things, let's say, realistic. We have 5 innovation action topics, and the budget here is 14 million per project. But you see, we expect 2 proposals to be funded under each of them. We have 3 research innovation actions, so lab scale small pilots, 6.5 million per topic, and 2 projects to be funded. And lastly, we have 1 CSA with a total budget of 1.2 million. The rules of the game for the flagships, basically, these are the 4 topics we have this year. Again, the overall funding available, 20 million, 1 project to be selected per topic, and the funding rate is 60% for the companies and for-profit entities, 100%, so full reimbursement for the non-profit entities. There is one, let's say, specificity of this program, since we have to ensure this co-investment by the industry side, which needs to total at least 1 billion euro across the 7 years of the program. We have come up with this mechanism. It's called ICOP, in-kind contribution to operational activities, which basically, very simply, is the share of the eligible costs of the proposal, which is not covered by the grant. So by default, every company is funded 60%, so every company brings 40% of their eligible costs as in-kind contribution. But since this commitment to bring in 1 billion euro of investment has been taken by BIC as an association, only this in-kind contribution coming from BIC members or companies that will become a BIC member if they get the project, this is an option that we have, will count towards the ICOP. And every flagship proposal needs to have at least 20% of their eligible costs as ICOP. It sounds complicated. It really is not. Okay, it's the only parameter in the proposal where you have complete control, because you know your budget figures and you can calculate, okay, taking all the companies that are a BIC member already or commit to become a BIC member if they get the project, do they reach this 20% when we count their in-kind contributions? So this is the only thing that I mean, this is the thing that you have to take into account. You will see that we have ICOP thresholds also for the other kinds of projects, but for the flagships, it's 20%. So we aim to reach TRL 8 with this kind of projects. By the way, this should happen for at least 1 value chain, one stream of innovation that you have in the project, you can have parallel streams at lower TRL. Maybe you want to try different technologies, maybe you want to try different feedstocks. Not all of them will reach TRL 8, and this is all right. This is possible as long as at least one does it. So since we have these industrial scale already projects in the flagship category, we expect proposals to provide not only a quantified business case, but also a business plan, including the replication potential. So the actual business plan of the biorefinery. And since this will be probably a pretty long document, it will not be part of the proposal, but it will be an annex to the proposal. Okay, so in the proposal, you just outline the main points of your business plan, and then you have the annex for the detailed one. There is such a thing called multi-actor approach, which means that you have to involve all the actors in the value chain. It doesn't mean that they all need to be partners of the proposal. They can also be involved as third parties or external actors, and you can specify how to do that. And then, okay, you have the CBE specific requirements. By the way, this is a very important thing. In the call topic text, you will see the usual horizon structure with the expected outcomes and the scope, but CBE has some specific requirements that are listed in the initial part of the work program. So please, if you are considering to apply for a CBE call, do look into the PDF version, the complete PDF version of the work program, and look into the CBE specific requirements, because they are part of the evaluation. So these are in terms of the biomass feedstock sourcing, the environmental sustainability, the socioeconomic sustainability of the projects. These are very important, so please take a look at them as well. So going into a very short description of the topics. We have flagship number 1, which is about biotech-based biorefineries. This is in the spirit of the European Biotech and Biomanufacturing Initiative. So basically what we are calling here is the establishment of a full-scale biorefinery and related value chains that are using biotech as key enabling technology. So there needs to be a biotech component to the process. Of course, you can have also other kinds of operations. It can be chemicals, chemical processes. It can be mechanical pretreatments, as long as you have a biotech core in the value chain. Products in pretty much any bio-based feedstock is in scope for this topic. And also for the products, you have a wide range of products that you can do: chemicals, intermediates, polymers, materials, ingredients, enzymes, pretty much everything but food and feed ingredients as the main application. It can be a co-product. Why this? Because we have a specific flagship about food ingredients. So if you're going for the food ingredients, you have a place in flagship number 4 this year. And you should go at TRL 8 with the process, but also at TRL 8 with the, let's say, at least one end product from this biorefinery, so that you can demonstrate its market access. Innovation action number 2, we are targeting bio-based alternatives for fertilizing and or crop protection products, which means you can target fertilizers, you can target crop protection products, or both. One important keyword in the title is also bio-based alternatives, because we want to keep this topic open both for chemical products, so replacing one molecule with a bio-based molecule, this is okay, or for biotech solutions like microorganisms, for instance, enzymes based fertilizers or crop protection products. And by the way, in the definition of biofertilizers, biostimulants are also included. And in the definition of crop protection products, it can be about herbicides, it can be about pesticides, it can be about insecticides, or a combination thereof. One important point here is that you have to go to TRL 8 with the basic molecule or the basic solution, but then you also need to do one step further in the value chain. You have to produce the actual end product, the actual formulation, so that you can test it on field. And the field testing involving the farmers is a very important part of this topic. The third flagship of this year, We are looking for solutions for home and or personal care products. Same philosophy as the previous one. You can target home care, you can target personal care, including cosmetics, or you can do both. And then again, the solution can be a molecule, can be a chemical product, but can also be a biotech-based solution. It can be an enzymes for detergents, for instance. So you go to TRL 8 with the production of this intermediate or this ingredient. You go at least to TRL 7 with the formulation of a market-relevant product so that you can test it in the final application. And then, of course, since all of these products will end down the drain sooner or later, you also have to take care that they don't release harmful substances in the water, especially microplastics, but not only. Innovation Action flagship number 4, as I anticipated, is about food ingredients. And in particular, we are looking at nutritional ingredients, so proteins, lipids, specialty carbohydrates, or fibers. At least one of these categories must be in scope. Then you can also have complementary products. You can have formulations in which you have more than one ingredient. This is all allowed, but as long as at least one of these is targeted. All sources of bio-based feedstocks are in scope, including gaseous carbons. So, for instance, fermentation of CO2 would be, or bio-based CO2 would be in scope. Microalgae are in scope. Microbial proteins are in scope, but also extraction of ingredients from crops, from residues, from biomass in general is in scope. Of course, we are not targeting the direct production of food from food crops, from livestock, from fisheries and aquaculture. This is not a food program, okay? So it's not about growing tomatoes or growing sugar. But for instance, if you have industrial grade sugar and you ferment it to produce a more advanced ingredient, that will be in scope. And a bit the same philosophy as you have seen in the other flagships. You go to TRL 8 with the basic ingredient, but then you also go one step further in the value chain into the formulation of a representative end product so that you can test its properties. Then we move to the innovation actions. One scale down in the TRL, we go to TRL 6 or 7. Pay attention because sometimes we have a mandatory TRL 7 where we feel that the technology is mature enough to go to TRL 7. In these kind of topics, we have 14 million of budget for 2 projects to be funded in each topic. The funding rate, innovation action, 60% for the companies, 100% for the non-profit entities. Also here you have the ICOP threshold, so the in-kind threshold. Here it's a bit lower. It means at least 15% of the eligible costs of the whole project. You have the multi-actor approach here as well. You have the CBE specific requirements here as well. In this case, we don't ask for a detailed business plan because it's too soon, but we still ask for a quantified business model and business case to be included in the proposal. The first innovation action of this year, it's biotech routes for the valorization of residual biomass. So here is again a biotech focused topic. Sometimes you have seen that in most of the topics, we don't specify the technology, we are technology agnostic. But in some cases, since we have this biotech and biomanufacturing initiative that is pretty high on the European agenda, in this case, we want to promote the use of biotech. So this is the TRL 6-7, so demo scale plant in which we support, we want to see the use of biotechnologies to convert residual biomass. By residual biomass, it can come from all kinds of bio-based activities. It can be from agriculture, it can be from forestry, it can be municipal solid waste, it can be industrial waste, as long as it's a residue from a bio-based operation. Then the second innovation action, here we're looking at a specific class of products, and that is additives. The idea here is to provide solutions for all those cases in which you have a composite material or a multi-material that becomes difficult to recycle or to biodegrade if that is the intended end of life. And the idea is to develop bio-based additives that will make that circular end of life possible. So to increase the recyclability rate or to unlock recyclability if it's not possible, or to make it biodegradable, fully biodegradable, if it's not yet the case for the current product. Important thing to be noted here: the core of the innovation here must be the additives. That's what we're looking after, and they must be bio-based. But the matrix where the additive is included can also be fossil-based, if that is the case. Of course, it can also be completely bio-based. We like it even more, perhaps. Then, the third innovation action, we are looking at the valorization of a specific kind of biomass, which is woody residues, which can come from different industrial sectors. It can come from forestry, it can come from wood processing. It can also come from, for instance, lignocellulosic biomass from agriculture, from agroforestry, from horticulture, as long as it's woody. And we are looking for technologies that will enable higher added value applications of that into chemicals, materials, or ingredients. Then the innovation action number 4, we are looking at thermosets in particular. And the reason for that is that in the BBI and CBE portfolio of projects, we have many that are doing polymers, but most of them are doing thermoplastics. So we are kind of missing the thermoset aspect, which can be important in a range of materials. I mean, it can be plastics, but also you can think about adhesives and binders, for instance. So this is what we are targeting. And of course, one of the main challenges here will be not only producing the bio-based thermoset, but also making it so that it's circular, so that it's that it's recyclable, for instance. Then innovation action number 5, we're talking about packaging. We've had a lot of work already on packaging. Here we focus in particular on the films and the coatings. Again, the rationale here is twofold. One is to provide bio-based alternatives so that we have, let's say, sustainability on the biomass provision side, but also they need to be circular, or they need to enable a circular packaging product. So we also want to have sustainability at end of life. And this is basically the core of the topic. Develop innovative technologies for obtaining these films and or coatings. You can target one or both applications. And of course, you have to target the technical properties, the performance of the coating or the film when applied to packaging, but also the end of life of the packaging product that includes the film or the coating. In the past, we've already had a lot of projects focusing mostly on food packaging. So this time we are mandating that you have to have at least one non-food packaging application. You can target as many applications as one of them needs to be non-food. So we come to the research innovation actions, so the more low TRL topics. In this case, the funding rate is per topic.
I think, okay.
Hello?
I think we lost you for a minute.
For a minute, I hope less than a minute.
I mean, just the saying, maybe like 30 seconds.
No. Yes.
Okay.
Where was I? Were you here at the RIAS?
You were on your last slides.
Yeah.
As here, you were here, but for the last like 30 seconds, we were having problem with your cutting off. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I've seen a pop-up that my internet connection was unstable. Sorry for that. So these are the RIAs, these are the low TRL projects, topics, lab scale or small pilot scale. We have 3 of them, each of them with a funding available of 6.5 million and 2 projects to be selected. The funding rate here is 100% for the companies and 100% for non-profit entities, so 100% across the board. There is a small ICOP threshold, though, at least 5% of the eligible cost of the project as a whole, and one may wonder, how do I get in-kind contribution if I can get 100% funding? Because this is the maximum funding rate. So in order to get this 5% of ICOP, some partners or all partners in the consortium need to manually decrease the funding rate below 100%. Again, you can do the math, you have it under control, but please keep it in mind because the online platform will automatically assign 100% of funding by default, so you have to manually change it. The NTRL is 4 or 5. Sometimes we specify it should be 5 when we feel that the technology is ready for that. The multi-actor approach is not necessarily mandatory unless we specify it in the topic. That, for instance, if you have a topic about agricultural biomass, you have to involve the farmers, these kind of specifications. You still have to respect and to fulfill the CBE specific requirements. It's important. So again, there's a table, there's a paragraph with all the specific requirements at the beginning of the call text in the work program. So please take that into account. And even if it's low TRL, we still want to see a good business case behind these projects, because this is an industry-driven program. So we want to see research that can be applied to industrial cases. Then coming to the introduction to the topics, the first one is about addressing separation and purification challenges in biorefineries. So here we are looking at the development of a set of tools, like let's say a technology toolbox, that you can apply in real cases to biorefineries to improve separation and purification. And it can be both upstream or downstream of the main biorefinery process. And we would like to see at least 3 use cases per project here. So you have to have at least 3 real representative use cases here. And each of them should address these common issues that we see in biorefinery processes. Then the second RIA is about unlocking, let's say, alternative sources for bio-based polymers. And by alternative sources, basically, we mean not from primary biomass, not from agriculture, not from forestry, because those are the polymers we know, those are the sources of polymers we know, sugars, starches, cellulose. I mean, they're widely explored already. So we want to see a bit more out-of-the-box sources. It can be from residual biomass, by the way, from agriculture and from forestry, but it can be from microorganisms, from mycelium, from algae and microalgae, those kind of sources. Can be from biotech processes, of course. So the topic calls for the development of processes for synthesis or extraction of the bio-based polymers, and basically the testing of their characteristics and making sure that they are fit for purpose, depending on the chosen application. The application is left to the applicants to decide. Then RIA number 3, we are targeting fibers. Textiles are one of the lead markets in the bioeconomy strategy. We know about their sustainability issues being dominated by polyester and other fossil-based fibers. Also, cotton as a bio-based fiber has some issues related to land use, to water use. So we really, as a society, need to develop textile fibers, sustainable and bio-based fibers. And this is basically what the topic is about. We are looking both for the natural fibers and for the synthetic or semi-synthetic bio-based fibers. Textile waste is eligible as a feedstock as long as it's bio-based. We have this, let's say, limitation in the CBE that all the feedstock we use needs to be bio-based. So if you have a mixed textile waste stream, you have to first separate the bio and non-bio content, and then you can act on the bio content for the sake of this topic. What we would like to see in the end is the development of fibers that, of course, need to be processable. They need to be compatible with the textile manufacturing processes in order to ensure the future market uptake. And also, of course, since we're talking about sustainability, yes, it needs to be sustainable at origin, but also it needs to be sustainable throughout the use cycle, and in particular prevent the release of microplastics when used and when disposed of. Then finally, we have one CSA, one coordination and support action, only one topic this year, but one that is very dear to us because it's supporting the industry in the switch to sustainable and circular bio-based products and processes. This is really the core for us, the mission of the initiative. There is 1.2 million budget available. One project will be funded, and the funding rate is 100% for all. There is no ICOP requirement in CSA because the budget is already small enough. So this is basically what we would like to see out of this topic. We would like to see, first of all, the proposals targeting at least 3 industrial sectors that are relevant, and they are, let's say, experiences this kind of barriers. They haven't completed. They are in transition, but they haven't completed the transition to bio-based solutions yet. To involve the stakeholders from those sectors in a consultation and also in the co-creation of possible roadmaps on how to, first of all, identify the barriers, but then roadmap how to overcome those barriers and really make this transition happen in practice. And this should not only be, let's say, a consultation for the sake of having a consultation, but it should really be an engagement and involvement of those stakeholders. We are asking you to create a forum that would be, let's say, a forum for discussion, but also for finding solutions. And in the end, what we want to see is these sectoral and cross-sectoral roadmaps and recommendations to the policymakers, because it will, I mean, the actual outcome of this project will be something for the industry to put in practice, but equally important for the institutions, especially at European level, to create a favorable framework for the bio-based products and processes. And I think this leads me to the end of the presentation. So I guess it's time for the Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samuele. You walked us through from A to Z of CBE calls. Well, you can tell that this is a fresh stream of novelty for us. So obviously we have some questions lined up for you. Maybe I can circle back to our first question, which reads, for the first time on cluster 4 industry side, we are encountering no, not this one, I think. No, it was about, I'm sorry, this was about the BIC membership. What are the advantages of BIC membership?
Yes.
Them participating, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The specific perspective of industry, the advantages of the membership.
Yeah. Okay. So we have, as I said, we have this ICOP mechanism, so that we need to have a certain number of big members in each proposal, but it doesn't mean that you have to have already. You have to be already a member of ours, because this is an open program. And it's not a club, okay? It's not restricted to the members already. So there is an option, it's called project membership, where you can apply for free, simply for the sake of having a certificate that you can attach to your proposal. And this basically is enough to have your in-kind contribution count towards the ICOP goal. Then, let's say, the requirement is that if your proposal is successful and you actually get the project, you become a member in full. Now, when you become a member, you have, of course, the same rights as all the current members, and you get access to a range of services and activities that we do, and they are all let's say, structured around those 3 bubbles that I showed: the innovation and scale up, the access to finance, and the policy support. So I will not go in detail because we don't probably have the time, but we What our members see as the biggest advantages, of course, is the network. We have these 400 companies, more or less, from Europe, but also from elsewhere, from North and South America, from the Middle East. Some are also coming from East Asia, across all the different fields of bioeconomy. So we organize several networking events in which you can find partners for the proposals, but also for your own business. We also have, of course, all the research organizations in our network that can also be useful, of course, to know and to interact with. If you are a big member, of course, you get to be involved in the process of building the course of the following years, because this is what we do as an industry representative. We are tasked with proposing the themes for the calls for proposals and then discussing them with the European Commission, because this is an industry-driven program. So we make sure that what our industry members are telling us in their sector, there are some criticalities, some issues, some opportunities to be followed. We bring those to the table with the Commission. So if you are a member, you get to be, proactive in proposing the themes for the calls of the next years. In this moment, of course, we are busy with the work program of 2027. We are already preparing them, but also we are looking at a more long-term horizon for the next framework program, because from 2028 we will have another framework program, and so we are setting up the research priorities and innovation priorities and scale-up priorities that we would like to see in the next framework program. That is one thing. We have the open innovation competition that, I don't have time to talk about it, unfortunately. In terms of policy support, we are very busy, of course, in the Brussels space, in advocating for favorable legislation for the bio-based industries and for the bioeconomy more in general. And we've had quite a few success cases in the past few years, and now we are very involved in the discussions on the biotech strategy implementation, on the Biotech Act 2 that is upcoming, and on the clean industrial deal, for instance, all those kind of issues. And then finally, for the third bubble, for the access to finance, of course, this is an important part of the puzzle. If you want to build a biorefinery, having the grant from CBE is great, but then you have to have the additional capital coming in from banks, from venture capitals, from development agencies. And so we are active in that space too. We have a network of around 50 financial institutions that we can tap into, and we can basically bring our startups and scale-ups in contact with them and try to see if they can meet and if they can find a way to cooperate with each other. We also have twice a year an investment forum that we organize, in which we invite startups and scale-ups to pitch their business idea in front of possible investors. This is just, in a nutshell, what we do as an association.
Okay. A donor Turk asks, for a polymer manufacturer interested in bio-based or recycled polymers, sustainable plastic materials, and coating technologies, which CBE 2026 topics would be the most relevant to follow?
Yeah. Well, for sure, we have two innovation actions. One is the bio-based thermosets, if you're acting on thermoset materials, which is innovation action 4. And then for the coatings, you have innovation action 5, which is about films and coatings for circular packaging. Then, depending on the technology that you use for producing the material, you could also be eligible for flagship number 1, because it's about biotech-based biorefineries. So, for instance, if your bio-based polymer is PHA, that's produced via biotech, so you could apply as well. By the way, one important thing: circular bio-based Europe means circular alone is not enough. It has to be bio-based. So we are not dealing with recycled fossil material, but only with bio-based materials. That's important to point out.
Another anonymous question is, how should we take into account the testing phase of the SSBD framework topics?
Yeah, you should have a task about that in your proposal. I think it's present in all the topics apart from the food, if I'm not wrong, because SSBD does not cover food ingredients. But in the food ingredient topic, you have other kind of requirements related to the food safety, for instance. So yeah, I think in the topic text, it specifies you have to insert a task in your work program about the SSBD assessment.
Okay, I have another anonymous question here. Do all the partners should be BIC member before call deadline?
No, actually, no. You can have you need to have as many as needed for the ICOP threshold. That's the only requirement.
Okay, what about the project partnership and
Yeah.
further membership if the project is funded?
Yeah, exactly. So we have, as said in the beginning, you have this option is called project membership. And by the way, we have an FAQ on our website, but it's really easy. I mean, you just go to our website and you request a certificate for project membership. This is free. You receive the certificate in a couple of days, no problem. And then you can attach it to the proposal to show that your in-kind contribution can be counted for ICOP. And then once the project is okay, if you don't get the proposal, then you can simply walk away with no strings attached. If you do get the project, if the proposal is successful, you get to become a big member. And so yes, you have access to all the benefits that I said before, and your in-kind contribution counts towards the ICOP. Of course, there is a membership fee involved. I think for the project members, we only start charging the membership fee from the second year, because the first year basically you are just entering at this point in the year, so May, June. So we don't charge the membership fee for the project members for the first year, but from the second year, of course, it's the same as the other members.
Okay, and the final question comes from Filani, and the question reads: a bio-based material for supercapacitor in batteries and energy storage system. Can that be in TRL 8?
Well, good question. I don't know. I mean, if you have the technology to do it at TRL 8, well, be my guest. I would very much like to see it. It's of course it's one important topic in terms of strategic autonomy for Europe. When I say Europe, I always say the larger, European area. So if you have it at TRL 8, please contact me, and I would be very happy to introduce you to our members. I'm not aware of the development of the technology to TRL 8. Honestly, what I know is some TRL 6 maybe work that they are doing in Scandinavia on lignin-based supercapacitor. But yeah, if you have something, again, please do get in contact.
Okay, thank you so much. I think that sums up everything for now. I think we have an hour of lunch break, and we will be come back in an hour, and there will be a countdown on the screen so you can catch up with us. We will be back with the pitching sessions, and in the meanwhile, we will be contacting all the pitchers, and good luck to everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hi everyone, welcome back. In this afternoon session, we will proceed with our pitching session, and we hope to accommodate 22 researchers. And all presentation will be run by our project team. And each presenter will have only 5 minutes. I will be counting the time, and when we roll into the last minutes, I will let you know. So this is hopefully the flow of the presenters. And I see that Elia is here. Maybe we could just into your presentation. The team will open the presentation.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Elijah. I'm the Business Development Manager of Hydrogen Projects in LATAT. And we wanted to pitch on this clean industrial deal. We know that green hydrogen is a cost problem, and at the very core of it is a problem of the materials. So the electrodes sitting at the heart of every electrolyzers rely on critical raw materials, iridium, platinum, and rare earth metals. And these are scarce, expensive, and 90% of them are sourced outside the EU. Next slide, please. So in LATAT, who we are actually a Barcelona-based nonprofit RTO, which were founded in 1906, with around 48 million euros in annual revenue based in 2024. We have more or less 450 plus experts with different nationalities. And what we do as an RTO is we bridge the gap between lab discovery and industrial product. So we work on 3,000, more or less 3,400 plus R&D projects. Next slide, please. So what makes us different with LATAT is we do have a working group of hydrogen wherein we cover not only one piece of the hydrogen puzzle, but all 5, from material synthesis, green hydrogen production, fuel cell storage, transport, and the full sustainable assessment. Thus, we can design a CRM-free electrode, manufacture them, and then basically test them for real electrolyzer stack. Next slide, please. This is what I was mentioning a while ago for expertise. And then the next slide. So what we are, these are some ongoing projects that we have. I will just highlight Endurion project, which is a clean hydrogen project, where we are basing most of our CRM-free electrodes, or the results of it. Next slide, please. So we are actually interested in the clean tech for climate action, and I think this was already been discussed, especially on area 3 of storage, renewable fuels, and CCU. Next slide, please. What we can contribute as LATAT as partners are the scaling up of the CRM-free electrolyzer electrodes. We are advanced in the material synthesis for the scaling up and the surface engineering. Next slide, please. And what we are looking for basically here is where we can be a work package leader as an RTO. We are doing electrode materials, scale up of the synthesis, validation of these electrodes, and thus give as well a full sustainability assessment. We also do SSBD framework, which is very, very important nowadays in new calls, and as well as administration, proposal development, and proposal writing. So here are the consortiums that we are actually looking for to participate. Most on electrolyzer OEM, energy companies, system integrator, or some SMEs or academia. Next slide, please. And again, as we are looking to join in a consortium, these are some of the examples and how we can contribute basically for LATAT and for this consortium. So thank you. Next slide, please. And lastly, thank you again for this opportunity for me to pitch in for this B2B matchmaking. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. I think next we have Ferran representing AIM Plus from Spain. Ferran, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay. You may proceed with your presentation. You have 5 minutes. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Okay, thanks a lot. This is my name is Ferran Martí. I am the Director of Research and Development in AIM Plus. We are talking about the CV call because AIM Plus is very active on that. And also, first, we want to thanks to the organizer to invite us. Next, please. Okay, Valencia is similar to Leitat. We are a research center. We are located in Valencia, in Spain. We are a private, a non-profit organization, non-profit association. We are around 900 associate companies. We are near to 300 people working in Plus, and we are founded in 1990. We are 35 years of expertise. We have also a facility. We have 12,000 square meters facilities, including thermoplastics and thermoset pilot plant, composites, coating, polymer, and particle synthesis. Clean rooms. We have clean rooms to make material for health application and testing technologies and training areas. We have a broad range of activities, all focused on the plastics materials. We are working from polymer synthesis, all regarding to blending plastic with other things, all regarding to manufacturing processing. We have different pilot plants, up to 50 pilot plants to make different testing different plastic products. We have capacity to evaluation of these plastic products and plastic materials. And finally, we have a lot of activities in plastic recovery, like to work to try to close the cycle. We are very active in the European project. We are beginning in 2000, 26 years ago, and also we are active from FP5, also FP6, 7, 9, and maybe in the next one. In Horizon Europe, we are now working in 50 projects. Next, please. Next. Okay, in also in Europe, you can see some of the projects that we are working. You can see 8 of them are focused in the topics regarding to circular bio-based Europe. We are 2 RIA projects and 6 EIA projects. Next, please. Okay, for this course, we are planning to coordinate 2 proposals, one for EIA04, high performance circular by design and bio-based thermoset, and one for EIA05, films and coating for circular packaging. In the case of the first one, in the EIA04, we are planning to develop a new bio-based benzoxide thermoset and non-retardant additives. We are developed previously in a cluster 4 project called Forest. And also, we are planning to be applied in different sectors like electronic, transport, building, aerospace, renewable energy. And in the case of the EIA05 films and coatings, we are making to develop a tailor-made PHA plus maybe a starch copolymers to maximize the properties, high performance multifunctional bio-based coatings mainly from macro gears, and will be applied for food and non-food packaging application. Next, please. Okay, we are looking for partners because this is not complete. This is more close, but this is not completely the consortium. We will look for end users, maybe SMEs on industry. This is for testing and validation of thermoset resins. But also we need some relative performance, also relative on these SMEs or industrial, also some innovation regarding to bio-based composite, mainly to make more recyclable. This is so interesting for us. And also for the second one, for the EIA05, we are also looking for end users for validation and testing of the new bio-based packages.
Last 30 minutes.
And the performance regarding to packaging. I think it's the last one.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. I think we are now moving to a Turkish voice. Nisa also will be with us from Başlangıcı Cement. Nisa?
Hello. Can you hear me well?
Yes. You may
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Nilüfer Nisaoğlu. On behalf of Başlangıcı Cement, today I will present our work and expertise within the scope of the Clean Industrial Deal. Throughout this presentation, I will focus on sustainable production, carbon reduction, and innovative technologies. Next slide, please. To briefly introduce Baştaş Cement's position in the cement industry, we operate two cement plants with total clinker production capacity of 2.6 million tons per year. In addition, we have 50 ready-mix concrete plants, 8 aggregate quarries, and 2 waste processing facilities. Within the strong operation structure, we hold a significant market share in the Central Anatolia of Turkey. Next slide, please. As Baştaş, we have a broad range of expertise. We work on European Union funded projects, low emission cement and concrete production and products, carbon capture and hydrogen technologies. We actively participate in both pilot and industrial scale projects that I will be mentioning about, and collaborate with more than 400 organizations from over 30 countries. We also have strong capabilities in digital process optimization and advanced material testing. Next slide, please. Our research activities are structured around 4 main areas. Firstly, circular economy and industrial symbiosis, where we focus on recycling, construction and demolition waste and increasing the use of alternative raw materials. Second, CCUS technologies, where we aim to reduce emissions in cement production through carbon capture and utilization processes. Thirdly, hydrogen technologies, where we study hydrogen production, storage, and combustion, and explore its integration into low-emission energy systems. And finally, digitalization, where we enhance production efficiently using AI and sensor technologies, reducing both energy consumption and carbon footprint. Next slide, please. I want to mention about our ongoing European Union funded projects. The United Circle project is a key example of our circular economy approach in this project. We process construction and demolition waste through various treatment steps to recover valuable materials. By applying smart sorting, carbonation, and recycling technologies, we produce new sustainable construction materials while reducing overall waste. Next slide, please. Within the FLARE project, we are developing an intelligent decision support platform for energy-intensive industries. This platform enables more flexible, resilient, and energy-efficient production processes. The main goal is to improve operational efficiency throughout digitalization while optimizing energy consumption. Next slide, please. And the other project, the Skills for EIR project, focuses on human capital. It aims to enhance the green and digital skills of workers, energy-intensive industries through training programs and collaborations. We support the development of the competencies required for sustainable industrial transformation. Next slide, please. Looking at the upcoming calls, we see many key opportunities within the Clean Industrial Deal. In particular, decarbonization of energy-intensive industries, clean technologies, and innovative production process are major focus areas. We are also interested in renewable energy integration, advanced materials development, and reducing dependencies on critical raw materials. Circular materials use and resource efficiencies are also our central themes. As Baştaş, we aim to actively contribute in these areas and support both the sector and Europe's sustainable industrial transition. Next slide, please, and the final slide. Thank you for your attention. If you would like to more information or explore potential collaboration, please feel free to contact me or Mr. Çağatay Alp. I will be happy to answer your questions. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. We now invite Mose Rossi from Italy for his presentation.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you. Can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I will be quite brief in the explanation. So thank you for the opportunity. My name is Mose Rossi and I'm an assistant professor at Marche Polytechnic University in Italy. Next slide, please. So the university, Marche Polytechnic University, is located in Ancona, center of Italy, and I belong to the Faculty of Engineering that has around 60,000 students. And we have a department that is the industrial department and mathematical sciences, where we do basically engineering research. Next slide, please. So we have in our group, I belong to the energy system group, and basically we are a member of the group is composed by a full professor, two assistant associate professor, myself as a researcher, and a quite important group of PhD students. We are specialized in energy systems modeling and optimization, so with implementation of many renewable and energy storage technologies, and in particular we have started also working on hydrogen and second life battery characterization. Next slide, please. So here you can see a brief overview about the research field that takes, of course, the cutting-edge research in multi-energy system, deep expertise in optimizing energy systems, providing efficient solution for sustainability. The main outcomes is efficiency, economic cost reduction, and CO2 reduction emissions as well. Next slide, please. So here there are the ongoing projects. The first one, Property in Cities, and is a self-project that has, let's say, ended some days ago, but when I wrote this presentation, it was still ongoing. Then we have as ongoing project IMPRESS, which is related to the decarbonization of ports in Ipardion region, and also GRETA, which is a national project related to the modeling of hydrogen technologies and also validation through a pilot. I would like to highlight that we participate as a project partner, not as a coordinator, which is, let's say, basically our contribution we could provide in any consortia or project proposal preparation. Next slide, please. So this was the first project idea that was related to the design and optimization of hybrid renewable energy sources constituted by PV, wind, or any biogas or any kind of renewable sources for basically rural communities in Turkey. So in this case, from the modeling, what we need is a pilot site and also a site where that makes available the infrastructure to put in place the real hybrid renewable energy system and then to validate the model. We have identified this horizon call that you can see here that might fit the goal of this project idea. Next slide, please. So these are the objectives that's related to integration of hybrid energy systems, optimization and storage, smart grid solution with results to have scalable hybrid energy systems, cost saving, and a positive environmental impact. Next slide, please. Project 2 is related to the decarbonization of the efficiency of basically oil refinery sites, in particular CO2 capture through molten carbonate cells that could operate as an electrolyzer and a fuel cell. So doing co-electrolysis is possible to enhance the off-gas by capturing CO2 and thus having more a mixture of not methane that has not reacted to the steam methane reforming process, and hydrogen that during the process has been produced but not sent to the final user. So you can see the relevant calls for this project idea. Second, next slide, please. And yeah, the objective, as I said, is optimization and energy efficiency, CO2 capture in highly energy intensive system plants like oil refinery. And thus, what it turns out is, of course, energy recovery and economic environmental impact for CO2 capturing and utilization afterwards with remuneration and less CO2 emission emitted into the atmosphere. Next slide. Okay, this was the last slide. I think I've been in the 5 minutes given to me. Thank you. And if you want to contact me, you have my reference email here. Thank you.
Okay, many thanks. Next, we are pleased to welcome Recep Partal from TÜBİTAK.
Thank you very much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Recep Partal. I'm a chief researcher at TÜBİTAK Marmara Resource Center. First, I would like to briefly introduce TÜBİTAK Marmara Resource Center. Next, please. TÜBİTAK is the National Resource Center of Turkey's leading institution for research, development, and innovation. The center has a strong profile in developing new ideas, providing expertise, developing global partnership collaborations, and building partnership between industry and academic institution. Next, please. There are different vice presidencies under TÜBİTAK MAM. We carry out our activities under the vice presidency climate and life science. Our research group is named the Resource Efficiency and Clean Energy Research Group. As a team, we focus on two main areas. The first is clean energy. The other one is resource efficiency. Under this umbrella, we develop state-of-art circular economy-oriented industrial application, sustainable alternative fuels, and decarbonization solution. The main perspective of our resource efficiency studies, the topics of today's projects, to identify and conduct studies on green and digital transition, resource efficiency, and process improvements in the manufacturing industry. Next slide, please. Okay, this slide shows the title of our research fields in the different areas. With the scope of the sustainability and digitalization, our main projects focus on the resource efficiency in industries, environmental impact assessment, and we also develop AI-supported digital solutions for resource efficiency. Next, please. So obviously we have many national and international projects, but here you see our main flagship projects. Next, please. Okay, so what is our project idea today? Actually, it's related to research and innovation in support of clean industrial decarbonization of energy-intensive industries. You see the objective and expected results of the call, and we aim to contribute to any consortia established under this call by leading a work packages or task. We are therefore interested in joining collaborative projects to further develop and demonstrate these our outputs at pilot and demo scale within the industrial environment. Next, please. Maybe I can briefly mention about our base projects. We developed AI-based AI and automation supported system to effectively recover wastewater in textile dyeing plants, and we conducted data analysis. Our goal was to recover wastewater by classifying them. For this call, our goal is to support the call's objective by scaling up our projects targeting water savings up to the 25% in dyeing plants. The image shows the sensor systems, and we currently working with this as well as the wastewater separated according to its classes. Next slide, please. Okay, the table shows the project structure. The project idea was initiated by TÜBİTAK MAM. Porous Textile is the SME in which the project was implemented. One company provides software and hardware. Of course, if we involve any consortia, additional partners from other countries may be required for the projects. Thank you for listening. You can contact me via email or through NCP.
Thank you so much. Without further ado, I would like to invite Anna.
I'm here. Hello, Xeng. Hello, good afternoon. I'm Ana Silva, and I'm representing Fundecid, the Scientific and Technological Park of Extremadura in the southern region of Spain. Next slide, please. So our foundation is a non-profit one in the public sector of Extremadura, and it is promoted by our regional government and also the University of Extremadura. And mainly our goal is to enhance the competitiveness of the companies and other entities of our region in science, technology, and innovation. Next slide, please. Our park, we have our infrastructure is divided in 5 buildings, and our park is considered a third generation park because we can actually give support and connect in different companies and researchers throughout our region. We act actually as an innovation agency in our region. We have our beneficiaries of the park. We have more than 100 resident companies, are different SMEs, but also stakeholders from the academic, social, and political side. Next slide, please. We have a very high qualified team. We have been for the last more than 30 years participating in and managing different European projects in different programs such as Interreg, H2020 and Horizon Europe. And we are also a member of international networks such as Eurada, ERIN, and EEN. We have been participating in projects that are funded by CBE calls, such as Robocop and Sustainx. And we also manage other strategic regional projects and initiatives like the European Projects Office, a network of incubators that is distributed throughout our region, that is totally equipped and can be used by the companies in our region. And we also manage the technical office of RIS3, the Smart Specialization Office strategy. Next slide, please. Thank you. Actually, our organization acts as an end user, but also a product validation partner. We can bring together different industries, bio-based industries, different providers, investors, policymakers, and demand-side actors. Actually, we don't represent a single user, but the entire regional innovation ecosystem. And throughout our network of incubators, we can validate, or the companies can validate solutions in real innovation and policy context. So actually, as I said, we act as end users and also a product validation partner. Next slide, please. These are 2 ongoing projects that are funded by the CB calls. The first one aims to deploy effective regional and circular bio-based business models for the valorization of waste streams from 3 different agricultural sectors. And the second one aims to also do the valorization of byproducts through biorefinery. Next slide, please. This is the topic of our interest, this CSA 01, supporting industry in the switch to sustainable and circular bio-based products and processes, that basically aims to support the transition of the industry to a sustainable and bio-based products. Next slide, please. And as I said, throughout our experience in the participation of this Robocop project, and also our participation in these European networks, and of course our experience in these strategic smart specialization in the region, we can help in the identification of the barriers that and possible solutions for this industry. Next slide, please. And at the end, we can, throughout our incubators, we can contribute to fill the gap that exists nowadays between this traditional industry and the bio-based one. Next slide, please. Sorry, I don't have here my email, but you can find my email in the first slide. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Now we turn to Ireland and welcome Yadreza.
Hello, everyone. Thank you
Hello.
so much for the invitation and many thanks for having me here. My name is Yadreza Shafiqah. I'm the head of Research and Innovation Division of Novocert. And next slide, please. And Novocert is headquarters in Dublin, but we have satellite offices in Finland that works more on energy side, and also in Dortmund, Germany, that works more on the workshops and dissemination activities and training and educations. What we generally do at the main headquarters in Dublin is developing softwares, especially the softwares that are related to AI or any other digital solution and tools that can be used for different sectors. Already we have different projects and in different TRL levels, and the team of research and innovation division that works more on the TRL level of lower than 7. We more generally on developing for example, digital twin or blockchain or any other aspect related to the forecasting, prediction, and optimization teams. And what we can provide is anything. We can be your digital intelligence partner, so industrial energy management or decarbonization consortia, or when you need some AI enabling teams, since we have already in many projects and with the really huge expertise in different Horizon Europe projects and so on, you can count on us for the forecasting decision support system, industrial energy optimization, and so on. Generally, we can be the coordinator of 4 or 5 proposals per year that can be for LIFE or Horizon Europe projects, a partnership, and so on. Next slide. In terms of the research fields, we already involved in the works or projects that are related to the interoperable data architecture and digital twin. For example, SCAM can be one of the smart grid architecture modeling or renewable integration or SCADA integration. We already work in different sectors, not only for the energy and or transportation, but also in the agriculture and health. We have some solutions that you can find all of our solution and products in our websites. Next, please. In terms of the project ideas, we have several ideas and 2 of them will be presented here. The first one is the, as I mentioned, AI-enabled energy management decarbonization that can be used for this 3 different topics or 3 different scales that mentioned here. So the main objective can be related to energy for the renewables, but of course, many of the aspects related to the techno-economic or CO2 awareness decision support systems. Next, please. And the project idea 2 is more related to this decision support system for the industrial heat upgrade and waste heat recovery. So we consider that the most relevant topic can be this call that we are going just to consider that since we have already more than 150 companies as partner in Europe, and we have different pilots and we can project pilots in different countries. So we already have many of these pilots available, especially in terms of waste heat or high intensive energy consumers. So for this consortia, what we can do in addition to being a coordinator or co-leader for the calls, we can also be the partner if needed, and we can help in writing and organizing the consortia meetings and preparation of the proposal. So we need these kind of roles in the projects that mentioned here. And for the next slide, for the other projects, we can also need some partners more or less related to energy intensive process and industry side. And the last slide, you can find my contact and information here, and we can keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we have Alper Sarıoğlan from Istanbul Technical University.
Thank you very much. Hello to everyone. I would like to introduce Istanbul Technical University Synthetic Fuels and Chemicals Technology Center research activities in this brokerage event. The next slide, please. I'm from Istanbul Technical University, one of the oldest technical university on the world, and I'm belonging to Faculty of Chemical and Metallurgical Engineering Department. And under this faculty, Synthetic Fuels and Chemicals Technology Center is operating, funded totally by Turkish government. And in the next slide, please. In this thematic center, we have priority areas, strategic research areas, ranging from low carbon hydrogen production technologies, mainly through high temperature pyrolysis or gasification technologies, to CO2 capture technologies with several routes, gas separation and purification technologies such as hollow fiber or flat sheet membranes, and sustainable fuels and chemicals as a route for carbon dioxide utilization technologies are also in the scope of this center. So strategically critical materials such as heterogeneous catalysis and advanced materials are also have high importance for our center. And in the next slide, please. So within these research areas, we have several research laboratories specifically focused on these areas. And also we have an extensive research group composing of 12 academic staff with PhD students, Master of Science students, and 1 technician. And by the way of this slide, I would like to introduce some research infrastructure, which is quite niche for example, high throughput catalyst testing system for the exploration of new catalyst compositions in the right corner. And also we have hollow fiber membrane manufacturing unit and gas permeability test units for the membranes on the right upper corner. So with the help of these special instruments and research infrastructures, we are conducting our research on the technology readiness level of 4 to 5. And in the next slide, please. Also, you will see some other research infrastructure, mostly at semi-pilot scale or pilot scale. For example, our pilot scale pyrolysis and gas cleanup unit have a capacity of 20 kilogram per hour for waste or biomass feedstocks to produce hydrogen-rich gas. And also we have pressure ceiling absorption or pilot scale Fischer-Tropsch synthesis system. All these are given in the slides as photos and will give insight to what we are doing here. And in the next slide, please. And I would like to give some information about our Energy Institute operating under the roof of our university. At the Energy Institute, our colleagues are working on electrochemical reactions to produce hydrogen and to reduce carbon dioxide into valuable products. And in this slide, you will see what they are doing in our Energy Institute research laboratories. And in the next slide, you will see some research outputs of this electrochemical research laboratory. In the next slide, please. You will see some examples of our projects. Most of our projects are funded by the Turkish industry. For example, we studied on aluminum recovery from waste through the special pyrolysis and downward pretreatment technologies, waiting for further investment commercially, for example. And also we are working on industry within the partly funded by government, such as TENMAC projects. For example, in that project, we capture CO2 from the flue gas of İçtaş cement factory, and then we will carbonate this CO2. We will use this captured CO2 for the carbonation of slags to produce precipitated calcium carbonate. So within this project portfolio, I hope you will have an insight what our project aims to do on the input of circular carbon economy and hydrogen technologies. And in the next slide, please.
Time is up. I'm sorry.
Yes. So our project ideas are here. I think you noted my email, and you may write down to me for further collaboration requests, and we will be happy to cooperate with you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I want to invite Hayri Deniz. Hayri Bey. I think we can maybe skip to the next person and maybe like circle back.
Sorry, Selin Hanım, to interrupt you, but I think Hayri Bey is here.
Yes, he's here, but I don't.
He's here. I see.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we can hear you, Hayri Bey. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Hayri Deniz. I'm aquaculture expert in over the 30 years of experience in fish farming, seafood processing, and aquaculture development. I currently serve as a senior consultant to Abaloğlu Fish and Food Products Company, and also as a member of the CBAGU Primary Producers Working Groups. Next slide, please. Okay. My company is one of the Turkey's leading aquaculture companies. We are producing sea bass, sea bream, sea bass, trout, and Turkish salmon. Our activities cover the fish feed production, fish farming, seafood processing, and salmon farming investment. We provide access to industrial scale aquaculture operations, processing facilities, and continuous biomass streams that can be used for validation of circular bioeconomy innovations. Next slide, please. Our team combines expertise in industrial aquaculture operations, fish feed productions, biomass valorization, and circular bioeconomy applications. We can support industrial demonstration, commercial scale validation, stakeholder engagement, and market-oriented deployment of innovative bio-based solutions. Next slide, please. Okay. Our main area of interest include circular bioeconomy, industrial biotechnology, aquaculture, side stream valorization, industrial demonstration, circular value chains, and market uptake of sustainable blue-based innovations. Next slide, please. With decade of experience in fish feed production, aquaculture, seafood processing, we continue to expand our operation across Turkey. Most recently, we have invested in Turkish salmon farming and established new processing and packaging facilities in the Black Sea region. Next slide, please. Our project concept, Blue Silk, is aligned with the CBAGU topics, biotech routes for valorization of the residual biomass. Objective is to transform aquaculture side streams and processing reduced to high-value bio-based products through the innovative biotech and biorefinery approaches. The potential outputs include protein hydrolysats, biofertilizers, and biostimulants, and other circular bio-based products. Project aims to reduce waste generation, improve the residue efficiency, and create new circular value chain for aquaculture sector. Most recent Avaloğlu can provide a real industrial environment for demonstration, validation, and scale up of promising technologies. Next slide, please. Okay. We currently looking for strategic partners in the following areas: industrial biotechnology, biorefinery technologies, sustainability assessment, biomaterials, and fermentation technologies. We are particularly interested in partners who wish to validate their innovations under the real industrial condition and collaborate on future CBAGU and Horizon Europe proposals. Next slide. Last slide. Next. Okay. Thank you very much for your attention. We are interested in the industrial demonstration, circular bioeconomy, or aquaculture-based biorefinery solution. I will be delighted to discuss collaboration opportunities with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I think next presenter is Lina.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Lina Murauskaitė. I am a senior researcher from Lithuanian Energy Institute. Next slide, please. We have more than 70 years of experience and 10 labs in our Research, Development and Innovation Research Center. 9 departments are engineering related with hydrogen, nuclear, heat equipment, and also electricity, smart grids, renewable energy, hydrology with rivers and lakes. And I represent the only one social sciences related laboratory of energy systems research. Next slide, please. So our Laboratory of Energy Systems Research highly recognized experts in medium and long-term energy development scenarios, both micro and macro level. It could be on the city level or on the country or cross-country level. And on the left, you see a map. So our researchers are experts in developing countries such as South America, Africa, and Asia, and they are invited as an experts to teach how to model the energies. And on the blue dots, you can see our collaborations mainly with Europe, United States of America, and Asian countries. Also, my department works on climate change mitigation, socioeconomic evaluation, renewable energy integration, all sectors including heat, electricity, and transport, integration and decarbonization, environmental impact calculation, and also on the demand side, consumer behavior. Next slide, please. So some examples on the projects we are included. So nowadays, the high share of renewables, flexibility is the key word. So we are working both on the demand and supply side, combining power, heat, and transport fuels in different sectors. Also, we have projects related with ambitions, energy policy pathways, modeling Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and Scandinavian countries' interconnection, how to exchange energy. We are very strong in socioeconomic cost-benefit analysis. One of the last project was very large, Kruonis hydro pump storage power plant expansion. Now it's 900 megawatts. After extension, it will be more than 1,000 megawatts, one of the largest in the whole Europe. Next slide, please. So we are targeting clean industrial deal horizontal calls, both of them with the social sciences expertise, especially techno-economic modeling, different scenarios, pathways, mandatory business and market readiness strategies for every project, environmental impact quantification, and also integration of power, heat, and transport expertise. Next slide, please. We are looking for the already built consortium, going as a partner with the technology to starting at the TRL 6. And also we can suggest different industrial partners. One of the example is VMG Energy. Their competences includes renewable energy. Sorry, can you go back? CHP, biomass, and also energy optimization competences. And in the Akmenė pre-economic zones, we have a newly built industrial site that can be as a great multi-site testbed for CO2 capture technologies and utilization, and also circular industrial solutions. Next slide, please. So if you have any questions, please contact me directly, and I hope we will collaborate in the future projects.
Okay, thank you so much. Now I would like to invite Ayda Şentürk.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, and thank you for this event. First of all, my name is Ayda Şentürk, and I am an EU project specialist in Novaware. So we are located in Ankara, in Turkey, and we are a deep tech SME specialized in resilient navigation systems company. And for our technical capabilities, sensor fusion and integrated navigation systems, and common filters for estimation, for radio navigation and GNSS signals, and also hybrid integration of AI and analytical methods, and beamforming and nose steering, and testing and evaluation of real-time systems in the fields. So next slide, please. And for the, again, our expertise sites in signal processing and estimation theory, and multi-sensor fusion architectures like INS, GNSS, EO, and radar, and also AI ML for navigation systems and anomaly detection, and GNSS night navigation solutions and high fidelity simulation algorithm developments. Next slide, please. And if we talk about our research fields, and our research field is in more into in the artificial intelligence and data-driven systems, and space satellite-based systems, and also navigation positioning technologies and defense dual-use technologies. Next slide, please. So we are doing an Horizon projects, and we are the proposal coordination, and these are the crowd aware and terror crime aware is our ongoing projects, and truth aware is the call name is the Horizon Cluster 3 FCT02. And it is about AI-driven cognitive security platform for disinformation detection. And it is awarded under the Horizon Europe program. And it is more into the to support to digital information integrity by detecting and verifying and analyzing harmful disinformation campaigns in real time. So right now, the ongoing project is crowd aware and terror crime aware. And for the crowd aware project is the call name is the Horizon Cluster 3 DRS01. And it is about the multi-sensor intelligence for safer public spaces, and crowd aware enhance public safety at large-scale events and urban gatherings through real-time sensor vision. And it is AI-based behavior analysis and also early risk detection for the the safety of the public. And for the terror crime aware project, the call name is the Horizon Cluster 3 and FCT01. Space to evidence platform against environmental organized crime. The terror crime aware combines Copernicus satellite imagery in order to, and also the drone-based inspection and AI analytic to detect, monitor, and document illegal dumping, illegal mining, and related environmental crimes. And I want to say that for the Truth Aware project, our coordinator is Mavi, and they're also in here. And next slide, please. For interested calls, we are interested in Horizon CID 0102, Clean Technologies for Climate Action. And our possible contributions, as you see, is localization, sensor-based inspection, optimization, sensor fusion, sensor data processing, analytical AI, hybrid data analysis. And next slide, please. And also the other interested call is digital industry and space, destination 1, Horizon Cluster 4, MIT Prod 32. And also possible contributions is, as you can see, and also additions for the other is optimal battery management system algorithms and optimal energy resource management. And next slide, please. Here is our contact information. You can contact with Mr. Tolga or me. We are open to the collaborations for the new projects. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. I think we can now move on to the next presentation. Now I want to invite Florin, if she's here.
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Mark.
Yeah, hello, I'm Florin. This is Luana. We are a startup and we are operating in the protein alternative field. Next, please. Yeah, we are a food tech company. As I mentioned, we are doing an alternative for seafood. And we have a patent for a technology that it's allowing us to also have a shelf-stable product. This technology, it's patented in US. Next, please. We are looking to collaborate with potential partners in developing and making a match between our technology, as we label it, high moisture, high nutrients injection. That will mean we have hydrogel that it's also, shelf stable. Next. So our domains of interest are plant-based protein, food processing and engineering, and sustainable seafood alternatives. Next, please. The project, coming back to this, it's taking natural ingredients, passing through our proprietary process, so we can obtain the alternative for the fish. But the platform, it's methods and system for producing shelf-stable plant-based hydrogels, coming back to the hydrogels. Next, please. We identified two potential programs in Horizon under the IA flag 01. And next, the CBE 2026. These are oriented toward food tech and circularity. Next, please. To this point, we have different collaborations with commercial partners, but also with food service partners. We would like to collaborate with research partner if it's possible. Next, please. Coming from food science, packaging, or processing in agri-food. Next, please. Thank you very much. This was Florin. Company is Bluana. We have the headquarters in Romania, and we have a branch in Spain, Bilbao. Thank you very much. Looking forward.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker is from Germany. Mark, are you with us?
I'm here. Yeah, thank you. Okay. No, please go in there. Yeah. Okay. So thanks. My name is Mark Dorschein. I'm coming from ARIS. I'm director of R&D, and I'm the contact for all our international research activities. So then, please, next slide. ARIS is a former unit of Software AG with the headquarters in Germany. We are the leading company for process intelligence and AI governance, with around 600 FTEs worldwide, but the headquarters is in Germany. We are coming from the business process, management process that are running inside of a company. We are making use of all the process knowledge to understand, deploy, and govern agentic AI. That is what is, let's say, currently the hottest topic, the governance of agentic AI, I would say. This covers all of a kind of a life cycle for the use of current artificial intelligence, the governance rules, the execution phase, and finally also a perception phase, which brings the human back in the loop. Examples for making use of this are, for example, all kind of data spaces where process intelligence is becoming some kind of brain of the artificial intelligence. Next, please. Yeah, our expertise, we are very well known or named as a leader in the analytics world. For Forrester, for example, we are currently again a leader in the process intelligence software, or in Gartner, we are leader in the Magic Quadrant for process mining platforms as well. And this leads to typical use cases where you can build, for example, a digital twin, including all the needed governance, or you can make use of the process intelligence and artificial intelligence to build an optimization layer for, in this kind of projects for example, industrial decarbonization. Next, please. Our topics or our main fields are, for example, the analysis of real production processes. This includes also all external processes with suppliers, different countries, complex situations to handle. Process-driven artificial intelligence agents can then, based on all this knowledge, execute conformance checks against KPIs to reach the sustainable goals in a company, in a production process. The real-time monitoring includes all kinds of process mining sources to get a clear picture of what is really happening inside an organization. Large organizations are usually highly complex, and it's not always so easy to get a good picture of this, and it makes it not easier by now including also the latest AI technology. At the end, this helps to identify bottlenecks, critical paths, or inefficient processes along the whole value chains, which include all suppliers and all customers. Next, please. These are 3 examples of the, let's say, most important industry projects in the past years, or that are still running. The first is the High South Marmara project. This is a hydrogen rally project, mainly running in Turkey, but they are also a German partner, and our focus there is to build a digital twin of what means the hydrogen, the green hydrogen production in the zero defects, zero waste, and in the zero defects manufacturing platform projects. We also had the topic to build a digital twin, but also to include governance and interoperability aspects and standardization aspects to those projects. Next slide, please. Yeah.
Last 30 seconds, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. I'm nearly finished. And I'm mainly looking for the call in September, the clean industrial deal call, and our role in a consortium would be a process intelligence and AI and optimization layer to speed up industrial decarbonization. Here are a list of examples. This also can include reference models, for example, and process mining examples. Next slide. I'm mainly looking for industry partners that can come from different industries. We are not focused on a single industry. So if you like to get in contact with me, my contact data is on the last slide, then please feel free to get in touch with me. So thanks a lot. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to invite Mr. Poplavsky.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Janusz Poplavsky, and I'm coordinating European proposal at LORTEC. Next. So LORTEC is private technology center located in the Basque Country in Spain. We are members on Basque Research and Technology Alliance, but we are also a cooperative integrated into Mondragon Corporation, which is the largest industrial corporation in the world. We principally specialize in digitalization and the development of advanced and smart manufacturing solutions to address all the challenges regarding digital and energy transition. And as you can see on the left, we are trying to follow that 50-50 schema. So 50% of our funding is from, of our budget is from funding, and the rest is from industrial collaborations. And we are highly involved in a lot of collaborations, especially in our region. Next, please. So regarding our company, we are a bit small company. We have about 80 people working, and our principal objective is to drive industry development in the strategic sectors such as aerospace, sustainable mobility, metallurgy, energy, etc. Next, please. So regarding our research fields and specialization, we are principally specialized in all processes regarding metals, starting from welding with techniques such as laser, arc, or friction, going through various additive manufacturing processes involving powders, arc, wire, and also we are developing new alloys or involving them into manufacturing. And as nowadays all those processes are highly digitalized, we are also working a lot in that digital manufacturing part. So with the things related to robotics and control, AI simulation, and also the digital inspection part. So industrial vision, thermography, principally to evaluate if the products of that welding or additive manufacturing process are done properly. Next, please. So regarding our ongoing projects, right now we are involved in 20 ongoing strategic projects. 8 of them are the Horizon Europe and EDF, so European funding. And out of that 8, we are coordinating 2 of them, which is FlashComp, so project dedicated to flawless and sustainable production of composites, and CoRoP, which is focused on the collaborative robotics for flexible production cells. And in principle, our objective is to coordinate more or less that 1/4, 1/3 of our projects on which we are working. And next, please. So going to the end, in principle, our project ideas are not so much focused on that clean industrial deal. Of course, we are fully open to join some existing consortia with the competences such as developing manufacturing techniques for the specialized components for hydrogen, but also repairs and remanufacturing. And of course, we can contribute in the digital part of the digital inspection, zero defect approach, and things like that. But our main interest is in material production topic. But as its deadline is in the February next year, we are still working on the detailed ideas. In principle, our objective is to coordinate at least one proposal within that topics that you can see on the left. In principle, we think we will run one proposal on material production 65, which may be focused on the developing new alloys and new components with advanced materials for the use.
30 minutes.
Sure. For the use in the advanced environments such as hydrogen, etc. And yeah, of course, we are open to collaborate on proposals for other initiatives such as Cluster 5, European Defence Fund, Smart Eureka, or regional and national goals. Next one. So if you are interested in our work and further collaboration, please feel free to contact me on my email or my mobile. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to invite Basim Abbasi.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Sorry, good afternoon, or still it's morning in Canada. So my name is Basim Abbasi. I'm a faculty member at the University of Guelph. Next, please. And the University of Guelph is actually one of the leading universities in research, and it ranks one of the top universities in some topics, including College of Engineering here. And I'm part of the environmental engineering program. Next, please. So the our team expertise is actually versatile, and we have a multidisciplinary type of work, and we work with people from engineering, food science, animal science, and in order to do work on waste valorization and wastewater treatment. And we have projects. Next, please. We have projects related to advanced wastewater treatment, decentralized wastewater treatment, life cycle assessment, and valorization of waste streams. And we are also very specialized in Canada in topics related to advanced systems related to small sanitation. And we have a strong center called Ontario Rural Wastewater Center, and I'm proud that I'm leading this center. Next, please. So we have different type of project, versatile topics, and these topics that are on the screen are almost like more than a $15 million worth project. And one of the main project is the first one, where we have federal and provincial and industrial fund to work on from waste to worth, transforming dairy byproducts into valuable resources. And based on this project, I'm building my research team for Horizon Europe. So next, please. So this is my project idea: on-site circular biorefinery for agri-food waste, upcycling, and wastewater. And we would like also to verify our findings using a tool like LCA, and we are very well versed in LCA, and we are a leading university actually in Canada doing LCA. And the objective of this research work is to develop compact, modular, actually on-site biorefinery that recycles agri-food waste and wastewater for immediate reuse and upcycling. Of course, with verification of LCA. And the topic of interest are circular economy, sustainable manufacturing, and waste valorization. Next, please. Next. So these are the calls of interest according to our perspective, and we are because we are a research institute. So our research team can contribute to development, optimization, and validation of innovative technologies for this type of project. And working together with the industry is our strength, actually, because we work in most of our projects, we work with industries close in hand with them and to develop their needs. Next, please. I'm fortunate to say that we have partners from different parts of the world. So we have partners from Germany and from Spain and also Canada, France, because it's Lactalis, and then I have also recently contacted people from Belgium. All of this consortium will be the base of our next idea to develop the idea of the project that I just presented. And I'm very much interested in looking for also more partners to join the project and the project consortium. Next, please. So what we are looking for, actually, we're not capable of leading the project. We are partners, and we are looking for a leader to join the consortium. And my contact is in the next slide. So this is my contact, my email, and the website for the university. Thank you very much.
Many thanks. Now we can move on to the next presentation. Begüm Şan, are you here?
Yes, I am here. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Begüm Şan Doğan. I'm a principal investigator at MEMS Center, also known as ODTÜ MEMS Merkezi in Turkey. Before I start, please excuse my voice today. I'm dealing with a throat infection, so it may sound a little hoarse. Today, I would like to briefly introduce our research center, our technical capabilities, and the type of collaborations we are looking for. Next, please. MEMS Center is a micro and nano fabrication infrastructure. It's the first silicon chip factory in Turkey and one of the leading national research infrastructures in the field of microelectromechanical systems. Our center has a class 100 and class 1000 clean room area of approximately 1,300 square meters with infrastructure exceeding 100 million euros. Over the past 20 years, our center has received more than 35 million euros in project funding, and today we host around 100 researchers and employees. Our expertise, next please. Thank you. Our expertise covers different areas. Mainly, we develop device and sensor platforms. We are highly capable of process development and microfabrication. Our expertise includes thin film processes, lithography, etching, bonding, and fabrication routes for both silicon-based and polymer-based devices. We also work on packaging and validation of device and sensor platforms, system integration, electrical and functional testing, and prototype-level integration and validation. Next, please. In terms of research fields, our work spans from infrared detectors, inertial sensors, environmental sensing, process monitoring, microfluidics, lab-on-chips, and to biomedical devices. Next, please. To give a few examples of our ongoing and recent projects, MEMS Center is involved in the European Union Twinning Project Orchestra, which focuses on organ-on-a-chip technologies. TÜBİTAK 1004 Maestro platform, which focuses on micromedical technologies, and the EIC Pathfinder project Plus Nano, which focuses on nanoscale development of plasmonic amplifiers based on 2D materials. We have also close collaborations with industrial partners from life sciences to automotive, from defense industry to agriculture. Next, please. Next slide, please. Thank you. For this brokerage event, we are particularly interested in collaborations where MEMS sensors and devices can contribute to clean technologies, biotechnology, circular processes, environmental monitoring, industrial sensing, or process control. One possible project direction we would like to discuss here is hybrid silicon polymer microsystem for clean technology. The idea is to combine silicon MEMS technologies, polymer microfluidics, and functional materials in integrated devices using sustainable circular materials developed. Such platforms could support monitoring, screening, separation, or validation workflows for different industrial processes. For example, this concept could be relevant to the cold zone circular innovative advanced materials. Next, please. In such projects, MEMS Center can contribute as a technology development partner. Our role could include steps from microfabrication to prototype validation. We are looking especially, next please. We are looking especially for complementary partners such as industrial end users and process owners interested in developing application-specific microsystem solutions with us. Next, please. In summary, Metumem Center is open to joining and building international consortia where our wide range of capabilities can support clean industrial transformation. Thank you very much. I would be happy to discuss possible collaboration opportunities during the brokerage meetings. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to invite Rabia Bozbay.
Yes, I am here. Hello everyone, my name is Rabia Bozbay. I am currently working as R&D project specialist at Alfa Kimya, AŞ in Turkey. Today I would like to briefly introduce Alfa Kimya, our expertise in sustainable resin technologies, and our interest for future Horizon Europe partnerships. Next slide, please. Alfa Kimya is a Turkey-based manufacturer specialized in acrylic resin technology for coating applications. The company was established in 1981 and has more than 40 years of experience in acrylic resin productions. We serve various markets, including industrial, decorative, architecture, and protective coating, and export our products to many worldwide. Sustainability is one of our key focus areas. We are actively developing low VOC, VOC exempt, HEPS-free, high solid, multi-deletable, and bio-based resin systems that support the green transition of the coating industry. Today, we are looking for opportunities to contribute to our industry expertise to Horizon Europe projects. Next slide, please. At Alfa Kimya, we combine more than 14 years of manufacturing experience with strong applied R&D capabilities. Our expertise includes acrylic resin technologies, sustainable coating binders, and low VOC high-performance resin systems. We also provide pilot scale and industrial scale production capabilities, enabling scale-up validation and demonstration activities within collaborative projects. This combination of R&D experts and manufacturing infrastructure makes Alfa Kimya a valuable industrial partner for Horizon Europe projects. Next slide, please. Our main research focus is the development of sustainable binder systems for coating applications. This includes bio-based acrylic resins, high solid low VOC technologies, water-deliverable systems, and functional polymer modifications. We are also interested in integrating renewable and circular raw materials into resin formulation while maintaining industrial performance requirements. We believe these activities align strongly with the objective of Horizon Europe programs. Next slide, please. As an example of our current activities, I would like to briefly introduce one of the ongoing R&D projects. One of our ongoing project focuses on the development of bio-based materials from industrial hemp researchers within the TÜBİTAK funded program. In parallel, we continue to develop sustainable acrylic resin technology, including low VOC, high solid water-deletable systems, green chemistry. These activities support our long-term vision of developing environmentally responsive coating materials for the future projects. Next slide, please. Finally, Alfa Kimya is actively looking for Horizon Europe partnership in sustainable coating bio-based resin and circular materials. We can contribute as the industrial partner to resin development, scale-up, pilot validation, and demonstration activities. We are open to collaboration with university, research organizers, and industrial partners. Last slide, please. Thank you for your attention. If you are interested in potential collaboration opportunities, please feel free to contact me via an email or LinkedIn. I look forward to meeting you during these network sessions. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we would like to continue with Shuen Pang. Mr. Pang, I can see, but you are unmuted. Yeah, I'm sorry, you're muted.
Now, can you hear?
Yes, it's perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nguyen Pham, TPG Cleantech in Canada. OEE stands for Ocean Enabled Energy. It is a modular nearshore platform designed for deployment on coastal waters, converting local sunlight and seawater into safe water and renewable energy feedstock. Our vision is very simple: clean water today, future renewable hydrogen hubs tomorrow. Next, please. People in the world nowadays are facing two challenges. The underdeveloped country and both developed country are facing with safe water for their industrial zone and their daily life. And the second challenge is the affordable clean energy. Fossil is environmental problem. Fossil kill the environment. So we already have 2/3 of the surface in the world of the planet is the sunlight, with 2/3 of the surface of the sea. Our OEE platform use two forms of solar energy. The first form is solar thermal energy to turn steam to water to steam and then condensates. That is the clean water. And photovoltaic electricity is the second application to use for electrolysis to generate hydrogen. So we have two pathways: safe water supply and clean energies production. Next, please. The economic logic is also different. The traditional fuel consumes feedstock and a lot of consumption before we can have the energy on the market. But here, the resources is locally provided by the environment, sea surface and sunlight. So the input cost now is different. It is the material to the cycle life of the materials is the cost, the input cost. So it is much lower than traditional fuel. We are now shaping the consortium for the call Horizon CID 2026-0102, Clean Technology for the Climate Action. And we object to move from validation evidence toward to coastal demonstration. Next, please. TPG Cleantech brings the system architecture with IP platform and consortium coordination pathway. So we need the special expertise in offshore platform and marine manufacturing, solar demo.
I'm sorry,
Water,
6 minutes.
yeah, water quality and electrolyzer start. With this project, we are hoping to have your special attention and joining our consortium for the successful project. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Now I would like to invite Juliana.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Juliana Gadelha, and I am CEO and founder of Freshwater Farms Europe, a Portuguese company specialized in circular food production. At Freshwater Farms Europe, we design and implement sustainable production systems based on aquaponics, controlled environment agriculture, recirculating aquaculture systems, hydroponic, and circular water management. So our mission is simple, to help organizations produce more food using less water, fewer inputs and lower environmental impacts, and also promoting the technological transference. Next slide, please. So today we offer a complete portfolio of services, including systems design, turnkey project development, equipment supply, technical consultancy, food safety support, certification assistance, and staff training. We work with organizations interested in deploying sustainable food production infrastructure and transforming innovative concepts into commercially viable operations. Next slide, please. So our expertise combines engineering, food safety, sustainability, and innovation. We have experience in aquaponics design, water circulation systems, technology transfer, and Horizon Europe projects writing process. One of our strongest assets is the ability to connect technology providers, research organizations, and then the users into practical implementation projects through the Key-to-Alex approach. Next step, please. In addition to commercial activities, we actively promote education and awareness around sustainable food production through projects such as Aqualliance, Future 17, and Aquaponics 4.0, just recently submitted to the Horizon Cluster 6. We contribute to knowledge transfer, stakeholders engagements, and development of future skills for the green transition. Next slide, please. So our current activities include the Smart RAS initiative developed together with research partners, focusing on digital tools and optimization concepts for recirculating aquaculture systems. At the same time, we are exploring future pilot implementation and demonstration sites in Portugal, Netherlands, and Switzerland. This is particularly relevant because we are actively seeking industrial partners interested in deploying and validating sustainable food production technologies. And we are currently looking for industrial hosts and demonstration sites. Next slide, please. So the project idea we are presenting today, it's aligning with the Circular Bio-Based Europe Joint Undertake Call, Horizon GU, EA Flag 02, focused on sustainable by design and bio-based alternatives for fertilizing and crop protection products. Our concept is to use circular aquaponics and controlled environmental agriculture systems as real-life demonstration platform for nutrient recovery, bio-based fertilizing solutions, and also sustainable crop production. So here we are not proposing to grow single food, but we are proposing to use our bioreactor technology to produce biofertilizers that could be applied not only to the aquatic systems, but to help the traditional agriculture to become more sustainable. Next slide, please. So the objective is to demonstrate how circular aquaponic systems can support safer and more sustainable fertilization approaches while reduction dependency of synthetic inputs. So our expected results include demonstration of circular nutrients recovery models, improve the water and nutrient efficiency, validation of sustainable fertilizing solutions, and finally, scalable pilots deployments capable of supporting future commercial implementation. So next slide, please. For this initiative, we are looking for technology providers, hydroponics and greenhouses companies, research organizations, fertilizers developers, and industrial partners interested in demonstration environments and commercial deployment opportunities. Next slide, please. So if your organization is interested in sustainable food production, circular bioeconomy solutions, nutrients recovery, or controlled environmental productions, I would be delighted to discuss potential collaboration. So thank you so much for your attention and look forward to speak with you during the matchmaking sessions. We are particularly interested in companies willing to test and deploy solutions in operational environments.
Thank you so much. I think next speaker is George.
Yeah. Hi everyone.
You may proceed.
Yeah. So thank you for this opportunity. Maybe if you can go to the next slide. So I'm George Ciucini. I'm the R&D and Innovation Manager of BEA. BEA is doing a lot of telecommunication, telemetry projects since more than 35 years already. And you see also our office. We use it as a living lab. We're also certified as urban living lab and rural living lab as well. And working in more than 100 projects in different programs in Horizon Europe, FP6, FP7, Eureka, and so on. And yeah, our background is in telecommunication IT, but we apply this kind of technologies in industry as well, in environment. So maybe if you can go to the next one, please. So the focus is on hardware, innovation and integration, mainly IoT, telemetry, but also using a lot of AI machine learning, but also large language models. So next slide, please. We have experience from previous projects in Industry 4.0, 5.0, environmental monitoring and assessing the carbon footprint, the ESG, and using also data spaces for data sharing. Also in using different types of sensors, so more than 100 parameters that we monitor in the air, in the water, in the soil, but also related to energy or quality of processes. And we have also our own hybrid data centers with over 100 GPUs, and we run different edge and cloud computing applications, building also digital twins and working with large organizations such as Siemens, NXP, Continental, let's say in the automotive, Ford, Renault, and so on. So next slide, please. Here are some examples. These are projects also using sensors for water, for example. Also, Pasita is a EDF actually project. It's a defense project with a hybrid drone that can be also airborne, so fly and go, also float, go also underwater. We do also several projects on cyber and physical security and on net zero, so that, working with several municipalities, cities throughout Romania and offices in other countries as well. We completed also projects on using AI, so basically machine learning on data sources or NLP, LLM processing of sensor and log data, including for health, for industry, transport, environment, energy, and so on. So working across different Horizon clusters. So next slide, please. And the contribution would be that we are looking for partners in a new proposal that we are building now on Industry 5.0. We have several partners from Israel, Italy, France, and other countries. So we are still looking for suitable large organization as the main use case. And the focus is on AI and IoT mainly. So next slide, please. So we are looking for collaborations also in Horizon, but also in other programs like Eureka Network or Eurostars or Eranet type of calls like DUT, CTP, and so on. Mainly these are the topics, AI, IoT, then energy efficiency, edge cloud integration, real-time or time-critical analytics and resilience, security nowadays also for critical infrastructures based on the NIS2 and CRA and the new regulations. So yeah, next slide, please. Here are also some of the partners that we require for this particular Horizon Cluster 4 project. So a large industrial or semiconductor manufacturing company, automotive. And then we are still looking for university and some SMEs with particular experience in energy or energy efficiency and working with data spaces, integration of cloud and edge. So yeah, that would be in short from Bea. You have our contact details. I can put also my email is on the last slide.
Thank you so much. Now we will continue with the familiar face, Duygu Kuzyaka. Duygu Hocam.
Hello everyone, my name is Duygu Kuzyaka. I'm working as a senior researcher in ODTÜ Günam, Center for Solar Energy Research and Application. Next slide, please. ODTÜ Günam is Turkey's leading solar energy R&D center. We are specialized in photovoltaics, agrivoltaics, floating PVs, system design, techno-economic analysis, digital monitoring, sustainability-driven solution. We are working in our group. We are especially working on agrivoltaic and photovoltaic system, and we are using some kind of simulation tools such as PVCs, Trinesaurus with ladybug operation. So we have some kind of field scale pilots, open labs, and we bring interdisciplinary expertise to agriculture, energy, water nexus projects. So our center actively participates in Horizon Europe projects, and we are collaborating, actually focusing on climate resilience, food energy, water sustainability, and industrial decarbonization. We have advanced outdoor PV test station. We also have indoor PV testing infrastructure. We have 5 operational agri-PV pilot sites. And we have many, we have partner or work package leader in many Horizon Europe projects and also national projects. Next slide, please. Our team's expertise, besides ODTÜ Günam's expertise, actually we are working on agrivoltaic system design and optimization. We also work on photovoltaic systems, crop-specific PPFD, light distribution analysis, PV system energy yield, and shading analysis. We are doing this analysis by using Rhinoceros program, and we are applying some kind of simulations. We are doing techno-economic feasibility studies. We are applying digital twin or IoT monitoring platforms, and also we can assess the PV glare and safety analysis. Next slide, please. As I mentioned you before, our research field includes agrivoltaics, floating solar systems, smart PV monitoring system, PV material system innovation, food energy, water nexus, climate, resilient agriculture, and renewable energy policy and sustainability. Next slide, please. We are working on two different Horizon Europe projects. They're almost finalized projects, Solar Hub and PV for Plants project. These are regarding agri-PV projects. And we have just started a CTP project named as Power AV. This is an AI-driven predictive maintenance and smart agri-PV system. We are working our already constructed agrivoltaic system. In this project, we have an AgroPV living lab. We have 5 different AgroPV living lab in Turkey right now. These are national projects, and the last one is with the private sector project, agrivoltaic system constructed in Konya, and we are going to grow sugar beet and buckwheat here. Next slide, please. We have some kind of project idea. Actually, we don't have any photovoltaic project right now, so we want a photovoltaic and other agrivoltaic project. One of them is about agriculture. Our idea is climate resilient agrivoltaic system for industrial agriculture. As you already know, we have an expected horizon Europe Cluster 5 in 2026. So we want to develop a scalable agri-PV system for high-value crops because it's very important. Actually, we are working this different crops, but high-value crops are very important. These agrivoltaic systems are not suitable for every kind of crops. So our knowledge is enough for analyzing which crop is suitable with which system. So we want to get pre-commercial agri-PV design models and pilot 3D engineering package, crop energy optimization database, and industrial stakeholder integration. Actually, this is the most important thing for agrivoltaic systems. Next slide, please. Another project is about photovoltaic system. Actually, we had a national project regarding photovoltaic system, but we want to move one step further by applying this system for international projects. So here we want to our objectives are reservoir integrated photovoltaic system, water evaporation reduction, grid integrated clean power, and environmental impact framework. This is the most important thing for photovoltaic system. Next slide, please. These are consortium. Actually, these are just samples. We are very good collaboration with these partners, such as Cres, Bright Solar, Tagam. These are just examples that these are the consortium partners that we already work with them. We can skip this slide and one, please. Next slide, please. Yes, here, if we are going to apply this project ideas, so we are going to need some advanced material or coating from industry. AI digital monitoring, this can be SME. Large-scale agriculture, this can be from industry, because in our lab, we cannot produce very big amount of PV system. We can just build small amount of PV systems. And for policy, LCA, or circularity, we are going to need a research center for this, especially LCA systems. Next slide, please. So you can contact me by using this mail address. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. Last but not least, we have our final speaker, Fadel.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
I'm afraid I cannot hear you very well.
Okay, thank you. My name is
The sound is breaking.
no. Yes, is okay. My name is
Yes, now it's perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Fadel Lulu. Is associated with the management of the laboratory, director of energy and materials laboratory lab at University of SUS.
I'm sorry, maybe if you can speak a little bit louder, maybe we could hear you way better.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, please go ahead.
Next, please. Our discipline in laboratory is energy physics, nanoscience, chemistry, and material science, with a particular focus on material development and characterization. our research areas to enable materials, green energy, materials science and engineering, and environmental application. Main activities: research in ecologic materials and thermal comfort smart for building, and absorption processes for environmental application and interdisciplinary studies in flowing biopolymer and laser. Next, please. The next, our team's expertise is to international cooperation with other laboratory, for example, University of Basque Country in San Sebastian of Spain, focusing on the mobility of doctoral student and faculty member. The laboratory focused for similar topics such as polymer engineering, sustainable eco-material. The research area, sustainable material, green energy, material science and engineering, and environmental application. Next, please. Our research field is to development new ecological material for thermal comfort and acoustic insulation in building, eco-friendly material production with agricultural waste in sustainable construction materials. Some university for collaboration with Basque Country in Spain, and for laboratory of School of Paper and Graphics in Grenoble, Saint-Sébastien, Saint-Martin in France. The professional interested are renewable cellulose, agriculture waste, properties of surface and macromolecule interface, fast change composite, eco-materials reinforced with cellulose nanofiber, grafted with fatty acid, stabilized with the surfactant with emulsion for eco-smart building. The next is our next. Our idea is to develop eco-friendly materials production with agriculture waste in sustainable construction material. The objective is the use of innovative composite material is advantageous not only in terms of cost energy, but also in terms lowering the frequency of natural fiber production and resource usage. The following trends are expanded energy consumption in the building sector to reduce energy consumption and to compile a list of the energy consumption for building, and the use of methods and materials to reduce energy consumption throughout the building life cycle. The next, please. Next, okay. Please. Okay. For consortium, we are discussing with
I think we lost connection. Okay, it was the last presentation, I think we can proceed with the closing of the event. As you may know that we have our B2Match platform, and I would like to inform you that we will keep this platform open until the end of 2027 call deadlines, meaning that you will have plenty of time to book more meetings. In fact, the more meeting you book, the better chance you have in the CID calls. And we wish you to a pleasant journey throughout your proposal preparation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
So much.
Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
With regards to the presentations and the recording, you will receive an email from the project team, by the way.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Celine.
Okay, you're welcome. By the way, we would like to specifically thank to the NCPs at TÜBİTAK for organizing this event and the project team. I think that sums up the whole morning and the afternoon session.